Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures, little changed ahead of this key May inflation CPI number just out. 0.4 expected on the increase side, comes out 0.6. So it is higher than expected. The year-over-year number higher than expected as well. 5% on the year-over-year number versus 4.7. So we'll have a look at the overall market here coming up in a matter of moments. But as we mentioned, North American futures were pretty flat heading into that number. We also got the weekly jobless claims number out there as well. It looks like continuing claims higher than expected, 3.49 million versus 3.6 million on the continuing claims. The initial 376,000 versus 370,000. Markets coming off a bit of a muted session yesterday. Once again, it was all about individual stocks as far as opportunity is concerned. This inflation data, obviously a key metric the Fed uses to gauge policy on a continuing and ongoing basis. So still on the high side as far as inflation data concerns. If we are talking about Wall Street bets, Reddit stocks, once again this morning, a lot of them to the downside. GameStop, obviously on everyone's mind this morning following earnings. There's an SEC investigation going on into GME. We'll talk about that. Wish shares back to the downside. And we'll have a look at Ride again. Lordstown Motors making moves here in the pre-market as well. It's Thursday, June 10th, 2021. TraderTV.live starts now. And there we go. Look at how things stand at this point. We are back in positive territory. We had, little change numbers when I first sat down here this morning. So the market overall heading to the downside. So a little bit better than expected on some of these numbers possibly. You can see 0.16, 0.14, 0.13 for the three U.S. indexes. As far as cryptos are concerned, big move overnight. In Bitcoin, back to the upside after the move by El Salvador to make it legal tender. We'll talk about some crypto-related stocks coming up here as well. Good morning, guys. It is Thursday morning. I mean, that was a little bit of a negative move there in the overall market to the downside following the much anticipated May CPI number there. But I mean, kind of in line with expectations, I would say.
Well, that's the thing. When everyone says it's going to be a doom and gloom number, and people were talking about that 5% in the year over year, well, potentially 5% and expecting that 4.7. The NASDAQ does slide into negative territory. We're kind of a little bit negative here, but slides in negative territory, trying to hold the previous low as it's bouncing now like 13,745 here. So trying to make a bit of a bounce. I do see Sean grab a little bit of that bounce there. I'm trading over in Ocugen because, yeah, they're not going for the emergency use approval. That was the big news, and they got flushed out from $9 all the way to $4.60 now with all the vaccines rolling out. And we're going to get into this story. This is a horrible headline for them, obviously, because the slower they are to come out when everyone has already sort of come through and you have an abundance of vaccine, and Biden's donating them. So you're going to get a bit of a push to the downside. By a bit, I say cut in half from that top. Playing a bit of a consolidation here, but that CPI could take you to the downside. Took us to the downside, now bouncing back up there on that NQ. Still negative, though.
Guys, right now we're starting off with two back-to-back jacks, man. 2 50-cent winners on board right now. MVIS, we take that. So we're long Qs right here, guys. First of all, the NASDAQ, that's a big trade for us right now, long and in the money nicely. And then MVIS just now being added to the Russell 2000. So we take the long at 2150 and blow that to the upside. So, hey, man, it's already starting. Welcome. It's a Thursday. I put up our sticky note. We just put up a couple of these trades. I tweeted this move on the CPI, and we just tweeted out on MVIS. So a big move here for MVIS. Let's see where we go. But right now, MVIS long 2150, bang to the upside. That's $1, went $1 in the money. And then here we go, NASDAQ. Here we go. We told you, man, we're not just trading equities. You know, I'm going to step into some of the market. So here we go. We take the Qs, and now we got a big winner on this one. Back-to-back jacks, man. Add it up. 70 cents on the Qs and another 70 on MVIS. It is what we're doing right now. It's raining down early, guys. Welcome to TraderTV.live.
Busy start to what will be a busy morning here. Yeah, we're not even back to, I guess, where we were a couple of days ago. on that MVIS move there, 4%. But look at these levels up here from 2 days ago, 23.30, 23.40. So possibly more to come from Microvision. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's get over to the desk and say good morning to Miss V.
Hi guys, welcome back everyone. I wish you all the luck. Hope we enjoy this trading morning together, and please make sure to smash the like button right now. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yeah, let's get it started, guys. I'll show you, I mean, it's a pretty basic headline here, but yeah, right at 8:30, 8:31 to be exact, Microvision being added to the Russell 2000 index. So that's a big deal for a company like MVIS. So positive here, guys, but it's worth mentioning, I mean, there's not a lot of volume here yet.
No, I mean, it's basically like algos and the day trader is going to be hitting that one like Sean, obviously. Now, you talked about levels, but they're not going to matter as much in a move like this when you talk about the news, guys. So you look at those like this type of a spike, it is really more about like the pure momentum in that pre-market trade. I think this puts a floor on the stock, at least in the temporary level. You look at this 10% back at about like 1920 or so. I think that's going to be a temp floor, and then you look at 20 even for that higher line in the sand there. And I kind of go back into this session here, we're trading into the close, and it had a bit of a 20 floor as well. So I like those levels if it ever tries to pull back in. There is some resistance at the top. I'd probably care about 2350 more than we got this 22 here, which is likely the low volume top. And just a bit of a turn there on OCGN at 7, so it took some more shares to the south side. That's what I'm probably going to be short, I think, the rest of the way through. For MVIS, you're probably playing long on a little bit of a diff, but I wouldn't be shocked to see this come back in and then give a bit of a long off the open.
Yeah, MVIS there, we take that, it goes up to 22.20 there, but yeah, like, you know, a lot of this is just momentum right now to the upside. We will get out of queues if it breaks through that 50 level, and we'll take 40 cents on that one. And then MVIS right now, it just stopped at 21.50, but, you know, if you look at a longer term frame here, look where we stopped. We stopped basically at yesterday's high. So, you know, maybe there is some resistance up there at 22 even. I was sort of hoping that we could get 22.50 and we'd smoke the dollar on this one. So hopefully I can put I will be putting my offer there at 22.50, and we'll see if we can't make the clean dollar there on MVIS. So look, good news, it's being added. We've seen what happened when stocks do get added to different indexes. It does mean party time for a lot of these names. So we'll wait to see where it goes. But yeah, I mean, whatever. You know, I'll probably hold this one $1 against me. So if we go to 20.50, we'll get out. Otherwise, 22.50. So I think a 1-to-1 with momentum on our side. I'll take it. It's early. These aren't huge positions. You guys know about that. So if you want to be in these names, I think that's the right way to do it. Brendan and Neil already talked about volume, and I think that's very, very important when you're looking at this, because even right here on MVIS, a $21 name, right? And the spread, now it's only 7 cents, but it was just a couple seconds ago like 14, 15, 18 cents, things like that when it starts to move. So just be very, very careful of share size, because you may not be able to get out if you use too many. But I think we're in a good position right now. So let's just hit the sirens and watch some of these start to run.
All right, so overall, back to basically flat on the overall market following that initial move after that CPI number. I just saw this headline, guys. It's the fastest increase on the year-over-year number, so 5% year-over-year in May, the fastest increase since the summer of 2008. Just to put things in perspective, obviously last year, you know, the entire world was shut down basically in May. So difficult to gauge the significance of this. I think we're seeing, you know, a bit of a response as far as the market is concerned. We're basically, as I said, right back to flat here. But the fastest increase year over year for May since 2008.
I think you have the problem with some of these metrics has been rightfully pointed out, is you're basically comparing them. You're comparing them to one of the most, you know, a shocking event that the response to was unprecedented, and how quickly things shut down and then ramp back up with all these supply concerns. Like, this is, I can't see how anyone is surprised that you're seeing numbers like these, but people have been sort of denying the inflation story for a while, and then it's going to be coming here in full force. And you get that snapback trade. I do think there might be some trouble and I'm not the futures trader around here, but I think there might be some trouble in that 13.8 level to maybe blow through this just to get back into the positive sort of territory on the NASDAQ, which I think is what you're going to be watching today post-inflation numbers. But you know, everyone came out expecting this, and there was everything I read this morning was like, oh yeah, expected 4.7. This could be 5. This could be the worst, and they're bringing out all these statistics there. And a lot of times you get that snapback, and it's that reversal type of play that is going to end up working out. So you know, it is what it is. I think obviously inflation is going to be coming through. Does it actually change what the Fed does with the bond purchasing? That's what everyone really cares about, I do think. And then we're probably as day traders only going to be thinking about some of these bigger tech names and how to play them, and some of what's going on with the antitrust could be part of it as well.
I love how everybody's loving that we're into the futures here, and that's what we're doing, man. Look, as a trader, I trade everything. It doesn't matter, man. Crypto, futures, small stocks, buyouts, rebates, mini caps, anything you want. Small caps, large caps, and what about the futures, man? Here it is, bang to the upside. The only thing we got to start doing more is Forex. But look what we have on board right now. 335.20s. Okay, so this is $1.60 now. Well, whatever, $1.50 in the money right now. And then MVIS ripping to that dollar spot as well. I didn't even put the offer out at $22.50. So let's see if it can keep going to the upside right now. As we have back-to-back jacks on board right now, you can see the numbers at the bottom. MVIS is $1 in the money. Qs is $1.50 in the money. And yeah, I mean, we're just playing action. It's, to me, sometimes these things and the way we've been moving the last couple days, last couple months has just been incredible. So guys, congratulations. I hope some of you are following some of the trades. And again, thank you for all the love on Twitter, man. I try to answer all the messages I get, and they're just a lot right now. So thanks so much for everything, and I hope some of you had this. A lot of people telling me that they're going to start really taking trades off the sticky note, but realistically, neither one of these are on the sticky note. You just got to be prepared, man. That's why coming in early, watching your levels, making the trades is what matters, man. It's all about preparation, and that's how you get the back-to-back jacks.
All right, speaking of crypto, we had obviously a decent move overnight in cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin specifically, but we're going to talk about that in a second. Luis Barbado from the Day Trade the World office in Barcelona, Spain, back with us this morning to discuss his trading. And it looks like, Luis, the new space has arrived. Tell us about it.
Yeah, new space has arrived. As I told you, we're moving this month to another office just beside the old one, but it was a little bit smaller, so we are happy to be in the new office, yeah.
Great stuff. Congratulations. Hope everything is set up and ready to go for another exciting day, or what's setting up to be an exciting day here for the markets. We've had obviously the shift into retail land and Wall Street bets land. Tell us how you've been approaching some of these squeeze stocks as we've been talking about them here.
Yeah, actually very crazy with the Reddit tickers, as you say. So we're having a little bit trouble with the high volatility. You have to measure a lot of the movement, be right in the paradox with size and timing into the trade, right? So you have to trade smaller than we used to trade because the movement are going always longer than expected, a little bit more parabolic. But it's not only about the size, but also about being even more right about the timing in the trade. So it looks like too early. It's very, very difficult lately in the market.
It's a directional, from a directional standpoint, a little bit challenging as well, depending on which symbol you're looking at. We had a few new ones kind of pop up yesterday with that Geo, and then CLNE got some focus yesterday. Both of those seem to be moving around here again. There's Cleveland Cliffs making moves again in the pre-market here this morning. When it comes to, kind of shifting focus as the volume moves with these symbols, from a directional standpoint, how are you finding it?
It has been very tight in openings lately because we have a big amount of tickers, a big amount of names moving a lot pre-market. So you have to change from one to other very fast, a lot of squeeze going on. So everybody sees games, so they go to AMC, then it move club, then it move Geo. So a lot of tickers going on in the opening. You have to be very fast and focus, picking up the moment on each of them. Yesterday we traded, I'm gonna share a screen. Here yesterday we traded a lot of stocks, a lot of profits in the stocks, but we traded, you can see Clove very actively for the first day going down finally after this short squeezes to 22, 23, 20, $25. So AA indeed one of the most manipulated stocks I've seen in a while. Yesterday we made a lot of profit there. Wish, Warhorse as well, very active lately. So we have a lot of tickers going on. So it is difficult to be focused mainly in the first 30, 45 minutes.
It's challenging from a standpoint from volume. We're seeing so much unbelievable volume on some of these tickers, but then when you get an actual catalyst, so this morning we have OCGN moving sharply to the downside on an actual news catalyst here. Is it easy, for traders to kind of put away or put aside some of these other very exciting names and focus back on something like OCGN today?
Yeah, today we don't like so much OCGN. We don't like to trade so much the gap down. We like more on the upside, the movement. We think it's more volatile, more clean with more volume, often also because of the source restriction, So we won't trade very active today, OCGN. Today we have MDLY. We will trade this. It's going up 125% right now. It had double bottom on 10, sorry, is trading 13 right now. So it's a very active stock. OSAT as well. And then we will check the Reddit tickers as AMC, Clover, and Warhorse. Warhorse and Clover are in very important levels. 16, 17 area are very important in both of them. So we want to trade very active these two.
Give us your thoughts on Lordstown here. We had a two-directional move yesterday, the initial move to the downside, and then they come out saying, we're actually okay or somewhat okay. There is money to be spent. There's manufacturing going to happen for Lordstown. Have you been looking at RIDE lately?
Oh, what's the ticker, sorry?
RIDE.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's very dangerous stock because it doesn't have volume and suddenly you have a huge spike. So we try to avoid because of risk management. The tickers that are so sensitive to news in these days. So because if you are in a position or you have some bids or offers placed in the market, it is very dangerous to trade. And so we're going to avoid these tickers that are very sensitive to news as RIDE lately. You see a lot of movement from 30, 20, 50% in one candle in 1 minute. So it's very difficult to be right in this kind of movements. It is true that it's up and down many days, but the level 2 also doesn't give you really a clue when it's going to happen. Where is the power, if there's buying or selling? It's more manipulative and catalyst waiting for a new to come in. So it is very difficult for a tape reader to trade these kind of stocks.
Let's focus real quick here to wrap things up on the two you mentioned here for today, MDLY, OSAT. Very, very tiny floats on these companies. First off, how much importance do you put towards the fact that there's very, very few shares available to trade, first off, and then secondly, on the short side of things, we have to be careful on moves to the upside?
Yeah, of course. We like that it's very low float. Actually, we really like because of it comes with more exponential movements. If it has a lot of volume with low float, MDLY, for example, is trading already 5 million, and the float of the whole company is below 4. So it has already traded the whole company. And that gives you a clue that it's going to move a lot, 100%, 200%. You don't know. So we try to be careful about the float and the short float in this stock. MDLY, the short float is not very high. It's only 4%, but it's moving already 100% up with the whole float traded. So that's important data you have to take care. And OSAT, let me check what the float is, 0.85. So it's tiny, it's micro float, and it has already traded 3 times the whole company almost. So yeah, we're expecting a lot of movement in these kind of stocks. And it is very important that you have to realize that in these kind of stocks, most of the players are day traders, right? So you don't have fans, you don't have banks, you don't have retailers. Most of the players here are day traders. So it's very important for us because then the level and the tape reading, it works better because we know what levels are important for all the traders. So the tape reading is very important here. So we take advantage of this. Let's see if MDLY test 1450, which is the important level today. If it fails in new highs, we're going to try to go short in this one. If it fails, I repeat, if it fails 14.50, it is hard to borrow, but I'm going to check how much are the allocates in this one.
Luis Barbado from the Day Trade the World office in Barcelona, Spain. Best of luck today. It's going to be an exciting one, I feel, as the market overall is making moves as well. Congratulations on the new office as well. We'll speak to you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you very much, Brendan. See you.
Have a great day. Busy one coming up here, guys. MDLY, that OSAT, another one Luis mentioned there. Yeah, under 1 million free float on that OSAT. So tread lightly, I feel. Today, it's going to be an exciting one, guys. Let's talk about crypto here real quick. Nice move overnight for Bitcoin, up significantly after El Salvador came out and made it legal tender in that country.
Yeah, wasn't that news? I think
was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday's news. But
that's a 30,000
nice, yeah, I mean, a nice move. What day is today? June 10th. So, I mean, a nice little bottom spot there. This is just a 1 minute chart. Let's bring it back to about a 5 minute chart or so here for El Salvador news. Yes, we got a big bump there yesterday, 8th, 9th. We dipped down to 31,000. And again, look, I mean, just straight up to 37,000. It's a big move. That's 20% right there. And then we topped out today at 38.4. So yeah, Bitcoin's the one moving right now. It's not Ethereum, it's Bitcoin. It's starting to move around. And again, if you look at a daily chart, I mean, not everything's the same, yet nothing's the same with this. I mean, there's like, you know, we're just going up and down here. We're still stuck between 30 and 40. So, I mean, we talked about this, and it looks like I'm going to win the bet there, guys. People, it was 30,000 was called. I put a poll out, and we were about 32,000. And I said, are we going to touch 41st or 31st? And it looks like we're going to win with 40. So the odds were definitely against us on that one. But thank God for a lot of you crypto holders and believers. We stuck with 40. We still might not be right, but let's see if it comes up 40,000. I think you got to break that. That's pretty easy. And then this top back here, right at the beginning of this move, really was 41, 42. So if we can get above there, 42,000, then I think we retest into the 50, 60 range, and the next stop after that is ATH. So we'll wait to see on that one, but I like what's happening with Bitcoin. I mean, no, I don't know how many countries will actually make this, you know, legal tender or anything like that, but, you know, I think it's a move in the right direction. Coinbase also with news today. One of my top trades going to be off the board here will be Coinbase when that comes through. So look, I'm very excited about BTC. I keep buying, and I got these on Bitcoin. I basically sold nothing. I have rotated some money into Cardano. You guys know that, and Polygon, which is Matic. I sold my Litecoins. I'm still heavy. My largest position is still Ethereum, but ADA is very, very close.
Yeah, I mean, to me, this was a technical move. It's good news. I don't know that it's necessarily the biggest needle mover, El Salvador, but it's fantastic news anyways. I don't think it moves the needle. It's a 30,000 bounce in front of that level. It's going to be key. Now, remember, guys, and we talk about these stocks all the time. You look back into some of your SOSs and your riots and whatnot, and you get such a fantastic bounce here, and you basically get little movement. This is why that stock's always going to be a bit of a fade play for me. I'm going to be watching. It's been a while since we traded Coinbase, but you do have the move up, and then you got a positive news piece here. So there's some decent levels here we were talking about this morning that we think we can have a bit of a breakout on, hopefully in Coinbase, because it hasn't had that momentum. But if there is a deep pullback, it's usually SOS that I like to that sell side trade. OCGN's sort of barcoding up here off that 7, but it looks like that's a resistance level, so we'll stay short in front of that.
A few notable analyst moves for you this morning on a number of different names here. UPS for the second time, I believe, this week. Catching an upgrade today, back in positive territory this morning. Yeah, you'll notice on that side of the board, guys, Clover is a downgrade today from Bank of America. Fastly, big move earlier in the week, back from negative to positive on that outage that they had. Everything else, Zoom's been pretty quiet over the week. European name there, Orange, as well on the board today.
I just want to go over the position that we do have, and I'll put it back into the chat there with MVIS. If you guys are looking at MVIS or you have it, please click that link that I just put there in the chat, and you can come over and have a quick look at where my target is and why it's there. And I think it's pretty easy if you look at it here. This is the top, 23.50, man. We just got to there, and again, like, so silly. I didn't even put the offer out there. We talked about where we wanted to get out, 23.50, but it may just break that in the open, right? So let's wait to see where we go. We're already nicely in the money, $1.45. I'm actually up more today than I was all day yesterday with 300 trades. So in only 2 trades, I'm up more today than I was yesterday. We just got green at the end of the day. So you want to talk about honesty? I tell you guys every single day, whether I'm up, whether I'm down, and right there, yesterday we got positive, and today, not super proud of it. I can't believe I'm up more today already off 2 trades than I was yesterday, but hey, this trading is a war. You know, it's not a day-to-day battle. We're going to win the war. We've won the war. We've been trading for 19 years. And yeah, we're going to continue to put that money in our pocket. That's all that really matters, guys, at the end of the day. Put some money in there. And if you lose, you lose, right? You try to keep those streaks alive. And we're going to wait for MVIS here. I don't think, even if this comes all the way back down, man, I mean, whatever. This has been a fun ride. We saw it joining the Russell 2000 there. We punched it right away. Like, this is what you have to be, man. Fast on the trigger, fast on the news, and, we're worth to take some risks. So up to 23.50, a good move. I think we'll get some out maybe. Like, maybe we'll put an offer here, 23.30. We'll get out, and then if it takes out 23.50, we'll go back long. So let's put some money in our pocket. Then if we get busted on the top, at least we have this gain to work with. So 23.50 is going to be our out, and I'm actually embarrassed that I didn't put that order out there because I just talked about it here, and that's why I wanted you guys to click that right there. Now that we are $1.50 in the money on MVIS, let's see where we can take that out, and that's only 20 minutes right after we took the trade. So that was well worth it, man. We put in our pocket there about 10% on the stock, so let's wait to see, about 8%. Let's wait to see where it goes from here, but I do like MVIS. I'm going to put an offer around here, man, 23.30 or so.
You know, I would talk about OCGN. It looks like it's holding that 650 for now, so it's decently in the money. But Clover, and we mentioned this one yesterday, and sometimes you got to wait for that absolute perfect price, and it doesn't come, right? That 16 bottom, this was the biggest support move. He had a first big pullback after pre-market move to the upside. It was 16 that held after that 12 gap up, and then that was a big move. It then pulls back in here, holds 1660. So you're getting a bit of a bounce here on. I mean, it's not tremendous volume, but it's still doing a pretty decent amount. Nothing crazy like the last couple, well, not yet like the last couple of days. I'd watch out for this like 1850 area because you don't want to see a failure breakout on Clover, but I think this 16 looks like it's going to be the level that is held here, and if you get a multi-day move here back to the upside, I'm probably targeting like 23 as an absolute top. Will it get back to the highs? I don't know. Only a couple of days to end this little week, but if we get a dip off of 16, that's the only price I'm going to play. If that breaks, I'm going to look for way back to 12. And yesterday, way too many ideas for a long on Clover here, but it's now held that 16 level at least a couple of times if you count in the aftermarket yesterday. So let's see if we can't get one in front of that 16. I think there is likely to be a pullback. Given the shenanigans in yesterday's action, it would not surprise me to see a dip at 930 to shake a lot of people out.
Another one worth having a look at here to kick things off, up 5% again this morning for CLF. Guys, Cleveland Cliffs, we noted yesterday, had a big move. And again, it comes back to a number of mentions on Reddit and other forums yesterday. They even referenced the fact that the company reported a big pre-tax loss on its full year numbers for last year. They're talking about $30 on Reddit by the end of this week, essentially. So here we go. Yeah, another 5% after that day yesterday for CLF.
Yeah, we brought this to everyone's attention early yesterday, or not early, in the afternoon show, what Cleveland Cliffs was doing. And you know what? I mean, I think you've missed the move, obviously, if you're not in this name. Let's go to the daily chart if it loads up here. We'll get that in a second. But 24.50 is already a nice little high spot there. We've seen that come today. And I guess we'll see if it's a Reddit-fueled stock. We never know where these things can go from here. But look at the move that's been had already, man. I mean, if you missed this, you've missed it, in my opinion. This stock shouldn't really be rallying like this. It doesn't normally do that kind of stuff. But, you know, $3 to $4. I mean, basically, if I go back to like last March, I don't even want to see where that stock was. But we'll see here. Well, here it is, March of April. Here it is here. So $3 exactly, right? So we are $3 back in March. You're going to go up 10x right now. And it's still a nice stock. I mean, this, forget about, I mean, Reddit's great, but, you know, 21 was the break. 21, 22 was the break up to 24. So this stock looks a lot like Wendy's to me, where you get a nice little break upside. It makes sense why we're breaking up. You just went over a few key points there, Brendan. But for me, I've missed this trade, and I'm not super interested in Cleveland Cliffs.
If you look at this thing from like February, it has done that type of a move like 4 separate times, right? So, you know, whatever fuels it, you can kind of see the trend here. And I'm going to treat this one like what Wendy's did. where the best trade on the first day was just it pulled right back into that previous breakout price. And if you do look at the break, you're going to call it like this 21 area. So if this thing comes back into 21, I mean, Wendy's actually did make that comeback from 28.29 into 25, and it gave you 25.40. And then that was a good long in the afternoon. So, either it comes back in, gives you a bid that you can take a handle of at 21 even, or in front of 21 even, or I'm going to stay away from it. There's probably a 25 level, but that's more of a, if it stalls out and gives you like a double or triple top off of that, and then you can make that kind of a trade in the morning session, or maybe like 10:30 or so. Other than that, just buy an extreme dip, same game plan as Wendy's, because it's a bit of a different name for the Wall Street guys.
All right, an important day to understand what the overall market is doing following that CPI number at 8:30 there. Let's bring in Arun and get his take on what this means overall for what to expect for today. We're back to the upside here, Arun. What are we looking at today?
We're back to the upside. We're back to that 30 level we've spent the last 4 days at doing a whole lot of nothing. There's a lot of sell side action. It was obvious. If you've been watching this area, if you've been watching the ES futures, every time we get into the 30s, we think we're going to go towards these all-time highs, and then we fall just short and come right off. And that's what we had happen yesterday, and looks like we're going back up to that 30 to try and take a look at what's up there again today. So the levels I've got here, 42.40 is that stop point right above the all-time high of 38.25. If we can get above there, you might see some stops go off, but at the same time, there's a lot in front of it, so it's going to take a lot of juice to get to that point. If we come back, though, there is some positive bias. Like initially, that number brought us down into the just below 10s, into the 7-8 area on the ES futures. And here we are back at 30. So clearly it's been digested and it's gone positive. So we're going to go with the positive bias. I've got 42.15 as the marker to the downside now. If we can get back into the low 20s, I'm thinking 22, 23, anything below 25, and it sets up, I think at that point, it's worth taking a shot on the buy side with the risk reward ratio. You're risking about 10 points or so. You got 15 points in upside if you get it below 25. That's good enough for me. Given how big the level is up here above 30, I think that's a good risk reward ratio for me. Inside the 30s, there's not a whole lot you can do. Going long up here into that is a dangerous game to play. If you get the breakout, great, but it's a dangerous game to play. So the flip side option is if it breaks 40, what do? Well, if it breaks 40, I'm going to wait. I want to see how much action is actually going to push this market through the 40s and hold it through the 40s. Because initially it could just be a break of stops, a run on stops. All the buying is done through the stops, the shorts getting out, and there's nothing left. This level could be a lot bigger than what it seems. This 30 area that we're looking at that's been holding fairly well, it could be bigger than it seems. So I'm going to wait to make sure that level's actually got some buying once we cross it before I decide to go long above 40. But if it does come down below 25, I am looking to get some longs with the 15 stops there, Brendan.
Great stuff. Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in again tomorrow morning. Yeah, going to be an exciting one, guys, as far as the overall market is concerned today. So stand by. If you have not done so already, make sure you sign up for the absolutely free morning note that we send out every morning before we come on at 8:30. That is the link you need to go to. You can register with any email or even a Facebook account. So let's jump into a few things that we have to be aware of this morning. The first one's going to be GameStop out with earnings after market yesterday. They made some executive changes as well. Matt Furlong, the new CEO, Chewy co-founder Ryan Cohen remains chairman of the board for GameStop. Thoughts on this report here, guys?
I mean, they're going to tell you obviously they've been able to raise cash, which is fantastic for them, and raise a lot of money because of the share price. But they're going to be debt free, all that well and good. But they don't actually hold up, and the market sort of sells it off. And this is a situation where we can talk fundamentals all we want here. At the end of the day, that's not what the share price has been caring about. It's probably needed some kind of a ridiculous beat of expectations to catch you back with 300, then pressing towards those highs. Instead, that 280 level did break. It was a recent support, and now the next one down is going to be that 270. When 280 broke, the spread was like $3 here, guys. So I'm just sort of cautioning, because I'm even seeing right now, like, the spread is at times pretty wide on GameStop. I think there is a decent chance that there's going to be one of those like fake out 290 break style trades here for GME. And I did say if they don't blow it out of the water, I think there's going to be an opportunity for that short. And I was looking at that 280 level. I'll try 270 off of the open. If that gets taken out, I'm going to be on the sell side of that trade momentum-wise and try and scalp it down to like a 255. You're going to probably want to watch here for those of you guys looking at GameStop 1, 2, 3 times off 245. So 250 makes for a fantastic like snapback long type of idea. So things go absolutely crazy in GameStop, which they could. I'm not necessarily certain that it will. I think that 250 would be your area to jump back in on that bid pretty hard in front of 245. So give it $5, likely to give you like a $10, $20 rebound. But I'm going 270 off the open downside.
Yeah, I don't think we see any of those levels. I don't think we see anything close to this 260 today. If we do, then that's a gift, man. You got to take long there. I think it's a good report, and I think the apes will come back and trade this through. So I don't think you see anywhere down here, but I like a 290 break just because, you know, it gets us above this 285. And this is what we tweeted here on our sticky note, guys, if you guys want to find that out. 290 looks good, man. It was support right here, this 290, and then it broke, and then you had some downward movement, and now I think that you see 290 today. You may even see this 325 today as well. So, you know, I don't think we go anywhere to the downside, but we could be wrong on that one. Unlike AMC, we've called a couple shorts on that one. I'm not, you know, I really think GameStop goes through this 290 level. So for me, it's a 290 break. And again, I'm just going to use this support. This is just a 3-minute chart. I mean, if we look at a 20-minute chart, there's not much. There's a lot of consolidation, man, between like 310 and 290. So there's a lot of action in here. I just think that drop down gives people an opportunity to buy. This is 290 back here as well. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunity here to go long through 290. To me, that's the play. I mean, 250, like, I mean, if we, that is like, okay, that would be amazing to get that down here. I think if you can get 260 would be incredible, but 250 is definite buy time. So I like a 290 break, and again, the market's going to tell us which way this wants to go. So we'll wait for it, but yeah, 290 break, and we're buying some GameStop, guys.
Just seeing a headline here on Facebook, guys. Not a lot of volume as far as Facebook is concerned, but they rolled out the ability for U.S. Messenger users to add QR codes or payment links for sending and requesting money on Facebook Pay. So Facebook just popped up there a little bit to the upside. Context Logic, otherwise known as Wish, it popped up 2 days ago along with that CLNE as among the latest additions to this squeeze list, guys. So we are moving around here, to say the least, again for Wish.
Yeah, yesterday we absolutely crushed Wish, but for right now, we'll talk about Wish in a minute. I just want to say, right now we're getting into the fruit salad early, and today there's actually some pretty nice mangoes here in the fruit salad. So I just went with the Trader TV cup and not the see-through cup, but there's some nice. It's a very nice array of fruit today. So we're getting started on that early, and I want to say what's up to everybody that's part of Hydration Nation. Wish yesterday was our #1 stock, and that play was good. And again, thanks guys for everything on Twitter for this one as well. Yesterday we hammered Wish short. We hammered it early. We knew this was going to be a short. We took it all the way down. We actually even called this $10 level. It came in the aftermarket, so good trading up to Wish. Held this 1250 area. That's the area of concern for me today. So we're going to be shorting Wish again into 12, and it's all on the sticky notes. If you want to take some looks at that, you can, but into 12, I like it. We'll see if it can take out this 1250 area like we did yesterday, as we held yesterday. So, you know, I'm going to go short all the way. My orders are already in. I have one at 1170. We have one at 12 and change, and then we'll wait to see what happens about this 1250 level. So right now, I'm excited for some Wish. I want to go short on this one again. MVIS still that $1.20 in the money. And guys, enjoy your breakfast.
Still looking for that first person to tell me something positive about that they've ordered from off of Wish. But the only difference I have here is I'm looking at this 1270 just a little bit. I mean, it's just the big flush out was the second flush out was here off of 1320 into that 1065. So I look at that rebound price and it ticked up. So I look at that 50 to 70 area with maybe like a 70-75 stop on what would be, I think, likely a second or third type short idea. And that would be the one that you sort of stick the most into. I do think there is a decent chance, if you look at that afternoon high, that the first play is going to be off of the current pre-market highs in that 1170. So I am going to be short in front of it, but this is going to be that patented sort of play where any buying that happens at 9:30, if it fails off the high of the day, it's roll into it. So that's a setup type play. If it goes through that, you're talking about playing that level. And it's about patience, because I've been caught when it breaks that first level, 1175, and then suddenly I'll get short right away instead of waiting till it gets to that price that I really, really wanted. So that's what we're going to do here today. Hopefully we have the discipline. If the first short does not work, then we don't get too early on the second one, guys, because even if it goes for you, you want to make sure you get that good price and your risk to reward is as you planned it.
I just want to address this here. Shakib, the hydrated one. Yes, what's up, my friend? Yo, this one I think you're a little off on. Is this what you mean? BTC to 65K by June 25th? So in not 1 week, 2 weeks? No. So yes or no? No. I don't think we get anywhere near there in 2 weeks. I mean, I hope 1,000% that I'm wrong. Let me just try to call up the BTC chart one more time. But I don't see us getting back to all-time highs in 2 weeks. But that doesn't mean that we can't do it. I mean, I don't think that call would have probably like a 5% chance or something, which, you know, isn't that horrible. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I have no idea what it is, but I don't think you get a double. There's been too much consolidation here. I think once you get to 50,000, you're going to have people that are long in the 30s that will probably sell and hold it down a little bit, and then you still have 60,000 coming. So to say we can take out the top in 2 weeks, I think that's very, very generous. If we do, man, I'll be a seller because that moves a little bit too fast. But hey, good call on that one, Shakib, and thanks for bringing up and supporting our channel day after day. So I just want to address that fact. Here comes a GameStop right now. I can't take the 290 break in the pre-market. It's just there's $2 of spread every once in a while. So I am bidding downside, guys, but this stock's not coming any lower. So I think you missed the opportunity here on the downside. So I am bidding in the 280s as well. But here comes 290, man, and we'll see where it goes. There's still 20 minutes left, but I'm going to regret not taking like this 286.50. But again, with $1.50 worth of spread, man, for me, it's just too much. Like, I already have a $1.50 win on MVIS. So, I mean, you know, just there alone. And look at this Qs trade, man. Again, being disciplined doesn't allow me to hold this. So it takes $1 up. VWAP at the time was there. It breaks it. We get out. And, man, that would be a monster winner as well. So, hey, man, if you're riding with me today, it's been a hell of a morning. You're 2 for 2, and you're a monster if you still have this Qs trade. So congratulations. Look where we bought the market, guys. Again, it doesn't matter for me. Small cap, medium cap, crypto, futures, whatever. Here's the Qs. Look at that call, 335.20. That's $2 in the money. I just don't have it. So pie on my face to take a line from Neil.
Let's go to Roblox. Just seeing a headline here on Roblox, guys. There's absolutely no reaction in the stock at all, but there's a lawsuit filed, I guess, Universal Music Corporation among a number of companies suing Roblox over some copyrights issues for music. So heads up if you are interested or looking at Roblox today. Could affect things. Let's talk about Lordstown Motors, active again in the pre-market. Once again, if you missed it, yesterday was quite the move. We had 2 days ago, they came out and said they don't have enough money to move to manufacturing. So we had a huge sell-off at the open yesterday morning. About midday, they came out then and said, wait a minute, we do have enough money to partially begin manufacturing and continue as a business. So all the way back up late in the day yesterday for Ride.
That was a roller coaster ride yesterday because we were shorting it off of this 1050 area like several times here, holding it all the way down. It bounced off 9. We got out when it bounced back to the upside there, and then didn't do a thing until this breakout that happened here. And it happened at like 1040 when the news dropped. It stalled out right around like 1140. I actually shorted it and then reversed into a long position, then got out at the top and shorted the top. So it actually ended up being my top stock of the day. Despite not necessarily being so at the end of the morning show. But this 11 area, we bought dips on the afternoon show. You guys were watching that going into the close, and it was just trying to bounce and just couldn't go. And we're now opening below that price. So you're going to hold this 11 area and sort of stick it in there and say to yourself, if 11 breaks, that's clearly a bit of a good one to have. I do like the fade in front of it, but the volume is only 300 thou. On Lordstown this morning. So, I mean, rolling into the short, anything before 9:30 would seem a little bit nuts to me. This 11 does look like it's a potential for that breakout price, but you have to, to me, I have to start with the shorts just like yesterday. I don't mind reversing long. It was one stock I definitely wanted to go both directions in, and that's what I did. But I got to start out with the idea that below that 11, it's going to be a short. But you just have to be prepared to come to that long side of the trade and not dig in too deep, because the short percentage, the fact that it got beaten so far out and had that washout bottom does mean you could get squeezed to the upside. Obviously, fundamentally, I mean, you know what I think about it.
So here's, I mean, my trade showing up from yesterday, and you know, this was a real big banger, guys. I gave you these trades early. I talked about ride that I only like the long, so you don't see me shorting it at all early, and then we just make all of the money right here on these back-to-back jacks on the long, bang, out there, out, in again, out, out. And then we let this last one go, hoping that the market would take off into the close, but then of course we get out literally right at the bell. I mean, not literally, but 2 minutes to go on the bell there. So we hammered this ride, and that was a fun ride. This is when that news came out. We got it a little bit late, and we're not gonna get it every time. You had to wait about $1 there to get that. Now we go to the upside. Uh-oh, here we go. Clover taking out the top. So it's a new position alert. Here we go with Clover. So we're in this one at 18. And again, this is another name straight off the imbalance locator, straight off our sticky note, long Clover 18. Let's see where we go with this one now. We loving life already, man. We've already 2 for 2, and now Clover's starting to go. So let's take off one piece here at 20, and then we'll wait to see where we go from there. But Clover right now taking out some highs, and if we look at a daily chart, it's not going to tell us much. We're just hoping we can get back to 22 and change. There it is. We fire off the hot dogs for a quick little win, and again, all we're doing is paying ourselves first on Clover. And I mean, this is what we're doing today, guys. Like, look at this position. Clover long, bang. You see where that's it's coming from. Look at NVIS, bang. Look at Qs right here. Bang, 3 for 3, let's go. This is how we start the day with some of this. Money, 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 money.
More news, guys, crypto-related news today. We'll talk about Coinbase a little bit this morning, moving around to the upside again, 2.2% right now. They're teaming up with a 401k provider in the U.S. to give individuals the option of investing up to 5% of their account balance into crypto. Coinbase also saying they're expanding the number of states where U.S. customers can borrow cash against their crypto holdings for Coinbase.
Yeah, look, this is obviously a positive headline for them, and you do have also the bounce in BTC, which we already talked about here. But Coinbase has been lacking momentum the entire time, the last couple of weeks, and grinding down. The positive is that you made a double bottom, and this was a good sign the last time. We just need to see a 230 breakout. Now that's what I got locked in for today, and we kind of hinted at that. So a 230 breakout, it's going to stand out. It's a double bottom, but it's also a bit of a double top in those same 2 sessions, shy of that 230 level. If it does dip back in, this has been a good play before. We'd look back into like that 223 to 225 area just to see if we can catch a bit of a falling sword. So those are the 2 things I want to be doing here over in Coinbase. It was fantastic the last time it made this kind of a double bottom. For a couple of days, we were able to play some good long trades. Got away from it when the momentum went away, looking for this this deadline, a headline, I should say, and the move up here in Bitcoin to hopefully give us some juice to the upside on Coinbase, because competition and the threat of competition has been driving this stock to the downside, and you're seeing that reflected in the lack of a bid. Hopefully 217's found one.
Okay, you're welcome at Timor. You're welcome at Kevin as well for some of these calls, and anybody else that had those. So we'll just tweet that out. Thank you again, guys, for all that love today on the trading. I mean, it's been an absolutely fantastic day as we just continue to drop down the bangs for you nice and early, and I hope that everybody can for sure try to follow this. I mean, this is what we're talking about. We have GameStop at 290 here. We talked about Wish. There's Coinbase. We'll talk about that, but right now mine's 232.50. That's a no-brainer break. We'll see if that can break there. And then here's the trade I just took, man. Clove, $18 break. Go long. I mean, people ask me, Sean, what are you doing at these levels? Like, I'm not playing. That's what I'm doing. I'm not playing. I'm trying to give you guys these wins. And there it is right there. Go long off yesterday's support. Clover, I can't put it any better for you. And there we go, guys. We just talked about this. Here it is, a nice little 50-cent win. So once again, man, slaying dragons over here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. There goes Clover. Welcome to the jungle if you're not already in it.
Sean, thoughts on Coinbase?
Yeah, 232.50, baby. We love that Coinbase break. I'm just right now waiting for that. I mean, I talked about this early. I'm a buyer of Coinbase. I've been putting money in my pocket or in the stock from my pocket on Coinbase for a while. Really disappointed with the action that Coinbase has had. However, you know, the story's not over with this thing. I'm a huge believer in crypto. You guys already know that. Here's a multi-day break of 232.50. And if you're riding with me, then hopefully we can get some of this today. If that does happen, breaking through 232.50. Let's wait for that to happen. Until then, I'm not touching this thing.
All right, let's go to Clover Health next, the other one that popped up a couple of days ago after, you know, really doing absolutely nothing since it had changed over from its SPAC. So the latest, or one of the latest, guys, addition to this Reddit list, CLOV.
I mean, I assume everyone's probably in this here with us here. I don't know, Neil and Brendan, hopefully you guys are in this too. This was about as easy as it gets, man. This 18 break, there was nothing better than that from yesterday. We talked about why that happened. That's the daily chart. Here's yesterday's, man. The 18 break was right here. Like, you know, if you're not long right now, then you missed this, because I mean this is about as easy as it gets right there. This is why you come in early, man. This is why you do the work and you get paid off. So here we go on Clover, man. Nothing but love to the upside right now. There's some protection here at 1850, so we'll wait to see where that goes. But right now, Clover looking like a big one here. Long 8 off that 18 up to 1865. It's just 65 cents in the money right now, so we'll wait for that. But I don't know, to the moon, how far do we go? Like, I'm wondering right now, that's a big bust through there. We have 1950 looking at this. We did make a mistake yesterday on Clover. As you guys know, we had the same kind of rose-colored glasses, and then it just fell all the way back down against us. So I'm gonna probably take one more piece off here and then see where we can go from here. But upside on Clover looks pretty sweet. 15 million shares already, guys.
I mean, the volume's definitely good. The only reason I didn't like that trade off of a breakout in the morning was the breakout was a fake out yesterday. But it's this level here, that 1850 that you mentioned here. So a hold above there, I think that's going to be a pretty positive sign for the stock. If it does dip back in, I think you've got this cover here at 17. Then we mentioned like 1650. 16 is a hard line in the sand, clearly at this point. So I think buying in front of that dip, and if it doesn't hold that, you're looking at about 12 even. But this 850 area just sticks out like a sore thumb. So for a pre-market punch that goes right into a level like that, for me, I stay away from it. If it comes back into the downside, makes a secondary test at 1850, I'd probably let it get, I mean, I have an order down here. You can kind of see it in front of 17. So if I'd kind of let it get into that range where the chop is before we take another look at it. I wouldn't short a thing on this stock unless we're talking about 22, with the off chance that there's just a redonkulous amount of shares at 20 even, just because it's a round number.
I do want to also, I just want to address one thing here, because Aaron Wells, you're 100% right? The secret is the sticky note is learning where I get those numbers from, right? Not just blindly following it. So that's why I think that you guys got to keep watching every single day, right, on the show, and then you'll learn some of the levels that Neil and I are looking at, and then hopefully how to trade them against how we trade them. So that's really all that matters to me, is just try to find your own way, right? Like, I sports gamble and stuff like that, and then when you lose and you say, oh, well, this guy told me that was going to happen, who cares? You have to put your money and study, you know, different statistics and different things like that yourself and figure that out. That's why I'm doing the sticky note, is so that you guys, we can all empower ourselves. Like, that's why I'm saying, send me some levels that you guys like, right? Let's share this. We are in GameStop right now, so that's a new position alert. So we'll wait to see right now. I mean, the spread is what it is. Probably in this one a little bit too early. We're long right now at 284, like we said we would be. So again, you know, I like the long. If I like the long at 290, I would rather have waited for that break. How good was that 290 call, guys? Like, it basically stopped right at 290. So I think we got a decent level there. 284 is right here. That's where we're long. The spread right now, $4 spread. On this name.
GameStop spread is like, I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it do this in a while. That was one of the first things we talked about. So I'm being very cautious in that stock until it opens at 9:30. I want to quickly, if I can here, guys, because Virgin Galactic is in the news again. They're trying to push up. They're trying to get a July 4th launch date for the next test. The other piece of news is Richard Branson wants to be on it. So take that for whatever, I mean, Bezos wants to do the same thing, so take that with a grain of salt. But it is on the move today. It just bounced up like $1.20. As I was putting in a bid to buy this little dip here in front of this 35.60 area, keystroke got in. I paid the spread to get out. I didn't want it in the pre-market up off the top, but I am in this next cluster here, down at 35.75, looking to catch a bit of a bid. Because you look at this 36.50, it feels like a bit of a trap. There's like this 67 to 70 area where there's a lot of chop in between when it got to that range yesterday. So you'd probably look for a break above that price, like 36.75. So I'm looking for a dip in Virgin Galactic. I don't think it made the watch list today because it's only about 2% to the upside, but it has been a big mover in the past, and it made a nice little bottom off of 35 at the close, and then you get this piece of news in the morning, so it could have some nice run.
Let's have a look at Geo Group here, guys. We're getting on in time. So quickly, Geo Group, the prison operator, popped up yesterday, making big moves all the way up to above 11. Right off the bat this morning. It did fade off, or yesterday morning, I should say. It did fade off throughout the day. Back to $8 here. Nowhere near as active as we saw it in the pre-market yesterday.
Okay, so no, not. But I mean, I'll leave that one to Neil. I'm just gonna talk about GameStop again right now. So I just want everyone to watch out, because there is this 275 bottom here. now that I'm in this one. And again, the spread is monstrous. I mean, we could take $1 on this. We don't want to take $1, obviously, so we're going to wait to see where GameStop goes from here. But 275 at the bottom right now is a spot that we like, so watch out for that. I'm not even going to put my order in because I don't want to get wicked down there if that does happen. And again, just to let you guys know, we did take another spot out on Clover right there. So 1860, we talked about getting some out, and here goes GameStop now, guys, in the money, $2. So let's wait to see where we go from here. But I still like that 290 break on GME. So hey, if I can get a 284 long and then this thing can rip up, like I said, I'm expecting, honestly, guys, like 300 to come, 305 maybe, something like that. So let's see how big we can get here on GameStop. I don't even have any offers out for this thing yet. This is going to be a fun one into the open, which is only now 5 minutes. Stay hydrated. Have some fruit salad, guys.
Thank you, Rich, there for the super chat. Am I concerned about the bag holders and CLOV? Absolutely. And then one of the reasons why I talked about some of those levels and sort of holding off and not testing a short till that 22 area that we showed on the chart, that's probably because of it. That's a little bit of the story, I guess, because of it. But GEO, we were just talking about that one. So very, very quickly, we had it in the afternoon, and there was this level here at 860, and then I got out in front of it. It was a good win, like 80 cents, but it then flushed through that same price level, which was support in the morning. It just tested it in the pre-market. This was like, I don't know if it's a one-day event, but this was the new short squeeze. It doesn't look like it has as much juice, but it's bouncing up like $1 on, a million shares of volume, just slightly more than that. So if it gets into that 860, that would be the first and probably only look I would have to the short side, unless it got up to like $10, guys. The bottom on this stock, because you've already sort of broken that other support, you're really talking about way deeper into that $7 range, guys. So there's a lot of room to the downside on that GEO still. But if it busts like an 875, 880, this is not something I would be averaging into. You take one shot off the open to the short side of the trade, and that's about it. Brendo?
Ocugen, guys, so they're looking for full commercial approval for their Covaxin vaccine from the FDA. They're not going to proceed with EUA approval. So the full approval process, known as BLA, is a much more drawn out, longer term process. So that's why we're seeing the negativity. If you go to the daily chart here, 750 is an obvious pivot here on the daily chart. That line is 750. So no decision to be made until we're either above that or holding below 750 here for OCGN. Yeah, 25% at this point to the downside.
All right, so watch out for Clover here, guys. 1780 break is where we're going to get out. So again, you can't be a day trader. You don't have levels to get in and out. So we've already cleaned that up. But go ahead there, Neil. Just want to give my
Yeah, I mean, Clover for me, I've been a little bit active this morning shorting it. So I look at. You're right about that 750, Brent. I'm not gonna contradict that because I wrote a same area down for Clover, for Ocugen as well. But I'm gonna take it out off the open if we can't hold 7 even. I'm likely to get out and then hunt for a better price here. I do have a 680 short right now, so I want to stop that at about 7 off the open and then see if I can't test that 750. I'm gonna take some out at VWAP if I can do it. It's done so much volume. I kind of want to try to take advantage of it and trade a few more entries and exits on this name and not just hold one short like we would do in a regular gap up situation. This is we've talked about the story. It's not a good one for them because everyone's got the vaccines out already and they're a little bit late to this party. So delaying things is not going to be good for them. I don't know if we mention CLNE. We might not have mentioned clean energy. The volume is only okay, but it's had no bounce in CLNE at all. I kind of thought we'd be testing back into this 1335 here, where you'd have a potential breakout, and then you could fade a trade and then look for the bust out to the upside here. I'm gonna stay away from the fade because I have a couple of shorts that I'm going to be doing off the open, I think, and then only look for like if CLNE can get positive through 13 and then break 1335. I'll take that one to the long side.
Yeah, I also want to talk here a little bit about Square. People asking me about that one right now. And yeah, I mean, this 209 is a great little level there. If we like Coinbase, we should probably like Square as well. We talked about their crypto exposure, and it seems to be pretty good. We'll wait to see, though, up 0.74. The market just ripped, though. Remember that, guys. Like, Square was already down here. If the market turns red, Square will turn with it. So be very, very careful with that one. So that's Square. I like it, man. I mean, you could buy now off that 200. I mean, whether or not it's a day trade or not is going to be up to you. But right now, see, like, GME just went into the money there, $2, and then came right back out. So we're waiting for that one. We'll wait for Square on our look. We're waiting for Wish to get to that 12 level. Sorry, that's an NQ name. That probably won't happen, but we're going to wait for that to happen as well. Be very, very patient today. Right now, Clover, 2 cents in the money. We've already taken out 25 cents, and then we took out 60 cents. So if we lose this back, we're going to lose that 25 cents again. So there we go. So that means we'll put 60 cents in our pocket. This is why you got to trade like this, man. You got to scalp some out, especially when stocks are moving with only a minute and a half to go. I'm just really worried about GameStop and nothing else. We have our Coinbase break. And then, guys, we didn't even get to AMC, I don't think, today.
No,
we love AMC. AMC's on my list. We're going to watch this 50 break as well, man. Oh, here's yesterday. So we actually got back to positive, going long yesterday here, taking that out, then going short, and banging this to the downside. So we had some nice success with AMC yesterday, but right now I'm an ape in GameStop.
Yeah, I mean, AMC does also have this 47 bottom to watch here for a bit of support. When you get a wipeout like it did in the aftermarket here down to like 45, this is all on GameStop, by the way, so it gives you that 45 level. So you look at that 47 to be able to hold 45 on AMC. Eric, you know, I don't mind clarifying. Apologies, I know this moves pretty fast, and we try to explain to you the rationale behind some of these. OCGN, of course, is the ticker. With 30 seconds to go, very, very quickly. I'm short. I've only shorted this stock. I think it's not a good storyline for them. I'm going to break out and get out if it takes 7, but I'm looking to re-enter into a short position in front of 750. I just don't want to give up the extra 30 or 40 cents on that trade. Thinking if it breaks one, it's likely to test the other. I could be wrong about that. Obviously, that could be true, and maybe holding on to the short and just digging into it's the right call. That's not the approach I'm going to go with. Miss V is going to be on the bell, and I can do this all in one breath. Let's drop that countdown because it is Thursday. Let's get the party started. Looking for that Virgin Galactic dip as well that didn't make the watch list. Let's see if it can go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I willed that trade. I actually just gave it to me.
All right, so we're just going to wait for some stock to open up here. You know, we're watching GameStop there. There goes Clover. So Clover does come to the downside, and we get taken out. So there's the discipline out of Clover. We put that 60 cents in our pocket now on CLOV. And then right now, GameStop is open or not? Yeah, there it is. So we do see an end print there. So GameStop is open, and it is coming to the low side there. But there again, now we go right back to in the money. So we're going to have to wait for this, man. 284, we're long on GameStop. We're going to wait for a 290 break and see what happens there. But right now, 284, we got that long on GME, guys. Here it is, a nice little $3 winner to start the day. Hit those sirens.
Yeah, remember I said I was going to get out of that 7 even, testing 735, and I could be wrong about it. Looks like maybe that's the case. It goes upside, but then slams back down. Looks like a failed break at 7. So I like failed breaks trade. I'm going to get into it. I said I just got into Virgin Galactic. As I was saying it, going to look for that bottom side dip. I tried to pick some up here that really did at 35.50. When it dipped right down in the breakout price, slammed back upside, I could not get that 35.50. It just wasn't fast enough on the keys.
All right, so Wish, Coin, Clove, and AMC is all that we really have written up here. I mean, I'm just going to continue to watch GameStop, guys. We are now nicely trading, man. It's up to 287. We just got printed through 287. We're not printed yet. This is a $3 winner as we just watch this one go, man. It's the only thing I'm really looking at right now. We can check out Wish as well. This is going to be a big trade for me. I'm hoping for 290 to break. Hopefully, Wish can get back to the upside. But here we go. $3 winner right now on GameStop. We could $4 winner, sorry. We could take this one. Maybe we should do that and then wait for the 290 break. So we just got 288s there. We should have took that. Let's maybe offer that 288 and then we'll take a 290 break on the upside. This thing is just way too it's not moving that much, but you know, considering when you have shares, it's a little more nerve-wracking than sitting here. The spread, guys, 250 when it opens up there. Now 150 on GameStop. That's a bit too much. We just had a stop spot there at 288. That's twice, man. We should have been more disciplined than that and take that out. So here we come to the downside. Let's wait to see where this goes. If it breaks 275, we're out, and that's fine for me. We took that risk. We still wait for that 290. Here it comes. So downside right now on GameStop.
Yeah, and there goes Clover coming back in. So I did get some shares here at 17.35, and then again at 17.50. You're going to see an average price in the 40s. If it bounces up to 18, I'll take a couple of legs out there. But I also got that Wish. Now we talked about some of these off the open. It does tick up and test that high of the day, and then it looks like it's trying to roll over. So high of the day, the pre-market high, of course, tries to roll over. I didn't get any shares here at 50 when it started, but I'm going to see if I can't get a few more shares here in Wish. I wanted to stand in front of it, but I usually try to catch more on the way down. Wasn't able to because at the same time I was getting that Clover fill to the long side. That's what happens when you trade a couple of names at the same time, guys. You can't do anything about it.
Okay, yeah, so we just got out there basically on the bottom. So now we're going to try it one more time here. We're going to wait for a 270 break. Like I said, man, we were not expecting this to come downside. So again, it's just very, very volatile today. So we'll wait to see if it does break back down through 270, 269 and change or so. We'll wait for that. So if that breaks, then we're going to get gone. But right now we reload that back in. So a little bit of a loss here. Let's see if we get back to that 288 now and make this right back here on GameStop. Wow. What a funny stock, man. We just got wicked out there at the very bottom. So we take the long back again and now have a little bit of profit back in our bag here.
I don't have a lot of occasion to ever hit this one because I only ever hit it when we trade a little bit of Virgin Galactic. But there's this move again off that little dip, and I talked about it. Look, I made a keystroke error, and I talked about it here, and then paid the spread in the pre-market. Now, would it have been back to profitable? Yeah, actually would have, but I'm not going to hold it like $1 against me. We are going to get that last little dip at 35.40. I will take some out through the top. I want to make sure that I can take the breakout trade after having made profit on the long. So I'm looking for this 36.40 breakout to the upside on Virgin Galactic. Sorry, check that, 36.50 because I like to round up to those 50s. Otherwise, I'm buying dips in front of those same levels that we had before. Clover is bouncing as well, so we can go with, I don't know, arrows up to those names here. But here comes 36.50 on Virgin Galactic. It just broke it. Did I get the fill? There we go. Just got some more shares off the top there. I like the dip probably into VWAP. Brendo?
A couple of hard to borrow names popping up initially right at the open here. The one that Lewis mentioned, OSAT, 30% still, just broke the bottom end though after testing 7 off the open there for OSAT. MDLY, the other one, making moves early on, guys, on decent volume as well.
Okay, so now we have back in the money again, another $5 on GameStop. Like, we've been in the money multiple times, $5 on this name, and haven't done anything about it. So let's go. Let's wait to see where this wants to go. I thought we would just be rocketing upside here today. It doesn't look like we're going to be right on that call, but hey, now we're back in the money again on this name. So we're going to wait for another $4 in the money. We should just be taking this and scalping it out. Clover, yeah, nice little dip buy there to 17. Now we're going to wait for 18.20 to break. If that breaks, then we're going to be going ham on that one again as well. Good trade on space as that continues to go up. So Tilray downside, and thank you, Miss V, for the reload on the coffee. GameStop now $7 in the money.
GameStop on the absolute tear. That 270 definitely holding for now. And you got to look back to this like that 290 off the open. I've had horrible luck. So once it holds that level 2 or 3 times, it becomes a consolidation break. I'm looking at Clover because it's starting to roll over. Like, I just got some shares out at 1780 here, guys, and I'm looking for it to roll over and maybe give me another dip right back into the 1725 price. I think if that breaks 17, I'm waiting patiently. When levels break, I'm not getting back in 25 cents lower. I'm waiting till the next level down. That's like 16.50 in front of 16 even. Brendo?
Another early mover here, Dogness International Corporation. Costco going to be featuring Dogness smart pet products in new stores. So DOGZ making moves on that news, guys.
That's going to be big news.
Dogness is
featured
spreading.
in Costco. That's a big one there. So we'll definitely watch out for that. I'm still only in right now GameStop, and it's come right back in. So should have took that $5 once again. AMC, we're going to wait for that. Oh, it almost breaks 50. That was a key level that we were looking for, was that 50 level. So we'll have to wait to see if AMC wants to give us that. Until then, man, we're waiting for that support. What did we write down? We wrote down 45. So we have to wait to see if it comes back down to 45. Right now, AMC not doing much, so we don't really want to get involved.
And of course, I mean, I'm going to cancel this order on Wish because I'm obviously not going to get any more of those. You put that order in to catch it on the way up, but you know how every single time I'm only ever going to get more and get a full position on the way back down. This is the downside of trading that way because all of a sudden you don't get that move. I'm sitting here chasing it. I did not chase it far enough. It's about to get to the low of the day. So I'm going to go ahead and take it out in front of that low at 1080. If I get a bounce in the VWAP, I'm shorting that bounce. If it doesn't bounce, then I'm probably shorting a break through 1080, guys. So it is what it is on Wish. I really would have liked to have caught more shares, but the way that I like to approach the entry did not allow me to get a full position on Wish. If it bounces here, it lets me to get back into this one. So we'll try off of VWAP to the short side of the trade because that's all we can do here, guys. And we're still battling on that 750 level on OCGN, and I can tell you Clover came back in. And here comes that. It bounced once off of 17, but the difference between today and yesterday is you're not going to see another green arrow to the upside. It's either breaking 17, and if it does, I'm out, or we're getting back above 1750, and I'm taking profit in that range. It's pretty binary at this point. I'm not going to dig into this trade yesterday. That was a huge mistake doing it that way.
Guys, that's unbelievable what just happened to us. We were waiting at 287.40. Guys, it went as high as 287.26. We were waiting at 287.40. It went as high as 287.26 and stopped. So we put our order a little bit lower. We're in the money $8 now on GameStop. Okay, here, come on, buddy. Let's take us out. Now, there it is. We're right there. We are right here. We're at 286.88. So just to let you guys know, so 286.88, did we just get hit there? Yes, we did. Okay, let's cancel. We didn't get hit of everything. Let's cancel. So there we go. So we got hit part filled there. That's why it's that color. So now we'll wait to see where we go. Here goes GameStop as well. So, sorry, AMC. So we're back in these names today, guys, for you. A nice little little run upside here. We're long both of these. Let's just see if we can't take out a little bit of AMC. I don't know. We're just trying to top off some of our days here. We'll see if we get out 40 cents on that. There it is. So there's another win on AMC. And here we go, man. A nice little runner for us, man. Long AMC, long GameStop, guys. Let's go. We'll fire off this wicked. Oh, that's right. We have a few new ones, but they're all on the wrong pages.
Yeah.
I mean, these pages are nuts, man. I got to, honestly, it's not Rob or Lucas's problem here. I got to clean this up. We have like 70 or 80 animations, but let's ape gang.
I think you wanted that one, Sean, but that's going to be me on the camera. I'm pretty sure that's the one you want.
No. I wanted the ape gang, the AMC. So this guy's, here we go, see? AMC. So right now we are long AMC and GameStop. So either one is going to work for us. Let's continue to walk on some water today, guys. Very, very focused trading.
Yeah, and I did finally get back into Wish. Now, this is clearly not 1150, but it's off of VWAP now. So I got 11. It's 11 and change, so 1105 here, guys. VWAP sits at 1115. It's not a huge, look, VWAP doesn't actually matter this early in the session, but it is still the pivot point of what was the pre-market range going right into 930. That's one of the reasons why I kind of like that level there. So it's weird. Ocugen, this is kind of ridiculous. Just to come back over to Ocugen, it does test that 750 level off the open. You can see the cluster. So I stop out. Guys, I'm not holding this. So I stop out at 7 and then get back in as it starts to test this range here. So this consolidation actually has a top of 65. And this is why sometimes you want to go with a range bound stop. So it hasn't failed this level just yet, but really it's not like it's held that well either. So I have no reason to get out of this trade. If it breaks 765, I'll probably get out. And then if it breaks downside like 720, that's when I would start taking profit. So inside of here, I don't think I'm going to look to take anything out inside of this range. Maybe that's a bit of a mistake. I could be taking 10, 15 cents at a time. I'm not going to do that because I think Ocugen could have some bigger moves in it.
Okay, so we also are starting what's up. I know there's been a lot of people talking to me about Ford here on the chat. And guys, like I'm here with you, but we just took a little bit of a long on Ford. We don't want to take, remember, we don't want to take those breaks on Ford. We talked about that over and over again with you guys. We don't want to take these breaks on Ford because they get going, and then sometimes you get these kind of a plays here. So right now we're on Ford. We're waiting for it. I'm going to be buying some, hopefully some lower levels there. We just got 56s, so now our average price is 59.50. So let's wait. See, there's 56 again. So let's wait to see where this goes, man. If we break back down below here, though, we're gone, man. 15.50, we're gone. We're just testing the waters out right now. GameStop still trying to go. I don't know where we're going to go. We got out of 60% of our trade right there. We're going to wait for 290 to break, hopefully, and then wait for this bottom also. So right now, GameStop motoring around in AMC long. So let's see if we can't get some money on some of these, I don't want to call meme stocks because GameStop right now off earnings should be a good play. And let's wait to see where AMC goes now. So far, so good today, guys. Much, much better than yesterday's start.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hit this one I'll hit that one for Wish, but I got to show you, we're not going to show you the winner of Wish because that's easy to see. It's at that 1080 level still. Ocugen breaks that 765. So again, I go with the stop right above that little cluster area, just like we did before. Not going to hang on to it. I'm going to wait for that next level, not dig in too hard and give it too much room. If it continues to press up, I don't see, if this thing wants to trade above 9, I think that's ridiculous. So I'm going to be shorting once again, but this time I have to wait for either an 8 even turn on size or that $9 range to go back into here when the news dropped, guys. So I'm not done with it by any stretch of the imagination, but we can go with, oh, wait a minute, that's not the right key. Okay, that has literally nothing. That has nothing to do with space, but I like the music. So got the dip on Virgin Galactic as it once again tests this little cluster. I'll keep getting out in front of the high, and the break was no good at 36.50. So every time it tests back to 36.50, I'm going to continue to get shares out until that break is good. And then we'll try to get that one long. Went through 51s, ticked me in, and then I was end up buying the dip to make that money back. I still think you can take that top out. You're looking at like 55s now if that's going to be the case. Brennan?
Bitcoin trying here, guys. Just saw this one popping up. SOS in New York, up 8.5%. Just got back above 430 there, which was a level a couple of days ago. So volume coming into some crypto names.
Big shout out to our boys on the chat. What up, homies? Let's go, man. We go fishing for some profits today. And reel that in, man. Look at this call on Ford. Bang. Right back to the upside. My number one stock, now Ford. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, comes Ford right back in. And thank you so much. You guys know the stocks I like to trade in. And, you know, there he goes. Thank you so much for that help with Ford there. Picking that up on the bottom. It was not on the watch list, but it was everywhere else. So thank you so much, Ford, guys. We just took some out there. A decent spot out, about 30% out on the upside. Hey, may not win, but I like this one, especially if the market starts to run. Oh, yeah, guys. And look at this Q's position. People reminding me, Sean, you had the bottom of Q's. Hey, man, when you're good, you're good. But when you don't hold, you don't hold. What's up, Valeria?
Hey, Sean, Tesla moving to the upside. Could you guys give us a few comments on Tesla?
Sure, I can make some comments on Tesla at some point here, but right now we're just riding this tide on GameStop. We're riding it also high on AMC. Quick stock on Tesla. I love the 600 level. That's about all I'm going to say right now because I haven't really looked at it too much. I have too many positions, but if you guys are here, you know, on Tesla, this 600's held. We've talked about that a couple times here. I like this little action. I mean, if you take a long at 600, I mean, your out could be, you know, I don't want to say 580. I don't think we get to there today, but just on a daily chart, you're pretty good here. I don't think there's too much risk. However, watch out, man. The NASDAQ blew up right now. So that's the thing. Like, you know, if you're buying Tesla, you're buying it high right now. The market could come back in. I'd rather wait for a 600 call to come through on that one. But, you know, we're just rocking and rolling today. It's been a big day.
Yeah, and this is actually coincidental, but there was just that super chat, so thank you guys very much. The trending one asking about MDLY. Now, the float is tiny. It's like 3.8 million. It's done more than 13 million shares, so like 3-4 times. Louis talked about this one as well, but it failed off, not the 1450 high, but it just failed now off of this 1330. And I was waiting for this to open up when volume would come in. I take that lower high turn. Sometimes I like setups, guys, and this is a setup that you've seen time and time again. Push off a 930, fail at a level where I can get into it. I just got 1243s. I just got some out here for a quick little 60-cent winner. So if you know the setup you're looking for, you can apply it to a new stock that maybe you've never traded before. And now we're staring about $1 winner in the face here. Brenda, what's up, buddy?
I see why I can't get locates on MDLY. Neil, you took them all, apparently. But great trade. Good job. OSAT here, another one that Lewis was talking about, just halted, guys, back to the upside. 7 even, a bit of a level in the pre-market here, but volatility halt for OSAT.
Okay, guys, this is what happens. Let's go back over to AMC now. This is what you guys want. 51.50. We've got $1.50 now in the money on AMC. So here we go, man. Hopefully we got those diamond hands. We'll fire it off. The bulls are kicking right now today. AMC with a beautiful long in the money. Let's go. Was just up $1.50. Trying to find some levels here on AMC, man, and trying to keep the flow, the energy here. 52, I think, is a decent out, man. If we can get out 51.80, where we just ripped up to, that's going to be a good spot for us. So a nice little long here on AMC. Let's just continue to make that money, guys, here today. AMC long, Ford long, GameStop long, and, you know, we'll wait out for some Clover love here as well. Good thing, and this is why you got to be disciplined on these stocks. Bang, 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 out, out, out. So that's the same. This out is the same profit as that. So we put that 60 cents in our pocket on Clove. And right now, man, AMC fails off that 52, so we'll have to watch out. And again, we brought this back to you. 51.80. I'm going to put an offer there and see if we can get out maybe 51.50 or so on AMC. But hey, guys, congratulations if you're rolling with us today. It's been a good one.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a trailing stop in. Well, it's not really a trailing stop. I'm going to move a stop from that high on MDLY here from about 12.95.13, push it back to about 12.25. We'll see if we can't get through this 10.80. But if it's going to do that, I'm going to get out in front of it and then look for either a bounce or a breakdown trade so I can get into more shares here. If it pops through that stop, I won't be looking at this level anymore. I'll be looking at the top here. So if it takes me out on this last third of the trade, I want to make sure I'm waiting for it to break towards that 1450 high before I get back in. OCGN did make that test of, and remember it said, I'll take several shots of this, and I don't think I like the long. But we're trying to keep the tight stop here. I'm back in because it said I need to bounce off of $8 before I'll try the $8 level. It bounced off it once, so I'm going to play that short one more time, trying to rinse and repeat it. We are rinsing and repeating Virgin Galactic as well. So this one will be, I don't know, I guess it's the bull train for it. We catch some dips. Again, we're taking shares out in front of that high of the day because the only trade that didn't work was the breakout. Everything else buying the dips has worked, and we're now getting a nice little consolidation and a bit of a wedge formed at that top, setting you up for that potential top-end break. The market is running. Space is sort of off to the moon here.
This price 267. Yeah, just waiting to see here what we're going to do. We did get out of a percentage of our GameStop. You guys do know that already. Obviously, wishing we would have got out of them all, but it's okay. It's not a big deal. Our out is going to be this bottom, though, man, to like 268, 269. So I am going to put another bid in here and see about getting lower than this. What's up, Brendan?
So pop up here, one we haven't talked about for quite some time, but all-time highs this morning, guys, for ASAN, up 7%. They had a number of minor headlines, a couple of analyst upgrades as well. Some new products launched today for ASAN, but all-time highs up here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, we can go with walking on water. Brendan, you're always good luck. Like, I actually just got that fill off the top in Virgin Galactic, so there's another win here, 36, 38. Now, we weren't able to get anything down to 35 again, so it's not the dollar win, but you're getting those 80s. You catch a 50-cent winner over there, and we're at 99s on OCGN. It's crazy to me that the stock continues to go up. Of course, this can always be a squeeze play in OCGN, but I am going to, again, take a top break. The wedge is forming pretty nicely here in Virgin Galactic, so I'll go with the top break there. I still have my 270 breakdown on GameStop, and it looks like it is fast approaching quickly, fastly approaching. That's ridiculous. My English teacher would hate me. But also downside on a Wish. We did scalp out some of this. I did not reload it at 11:11, 11:10. I have no logical reason as to why not. I just kind of missed it. If 1080 breaks, I am adding to the short position, taking a breakdown short position on Wish, but I should have had that at VWAP, got a little bit distracted with Virgin Galactic, OCGN, and of course, still following along with what's going on in MDLY.
Okay, yeah, we're the same way here, guys. We're still watching GameStop. We're watching AMC. These are the ones that we have long right now. So good calls so far, but who knows? Not great calls so far on this, but we do have something here on some of them. So let's wait to see where we go. GameStop right now, we're down $3. We're up in the. This has been a great call, man. We just tweeted that. You know what? I'm not even gonna. I don't know. Do we want to sell this at 51.50? I don't know. But we are into GameStop and AMC, both to the long side right now. Already cashed out a little bit of AMC for 50 cents, and now we'll wait to see if we can get it into that $1.50 area. Who knows, man? That's not going smooth. What's not going smooth also is Ford, but this is why. Like, we hit that party time, and then look at this: 1, 2, 3 outs, and then we get it back here. We are talking about this at this 15.50 level. I haven't liked Ford in a bit. It hasn't been on the sticky note, I don't think all week, but when we had this kind of a move and a pullback, I like it, but we are breaking these levels, so watch out, man. If we break this 15.48, we're going to be out of Ford. That might be a little bit too early, but we'll try it there to get out of some Ford and then watch to see what happens next. But right here, Ford to the downside, we're loaded back up, man. We're long at 54s, so we're not in trouble, but we're not loving this position. What's up, Brendo?
Some NFT action, guys. Mover PLBY group to the downside today, about 10% here. About to, as we speak here, make day lows through to 46. It was just an offering. They had an upsized offering announced in the pre-market there for PLBY.
Oh, I'm sitting there. What just came out? I got it. I finally got into Wish, so every now and then the market is nice to you and lets you get back in. Now, it keeps testing this 1080 level, so it's going to be a scalp trade pretty much in front of that the entire way. But I did just get out of MDLY, so that's obviously going to be a good thing. And shout out to you guys for finding the right stock. We had Luis on talking about this name as well. I prefer, because that float is so small, I preferred waiting until it opened up. It's now testing this bottom level at 1070. Now, I've sort of gambled here that you're going to get a bit of a bounce, and I can play off of like VWAP now that it's hit that profit center. And I don't like the fact that it sort of snapped back off of 10 even either. So if it does do that, I'd rather short pops as opposed to shorting breaks on things like that. For OCGN, it is. I actually was trying to add to this one. Yeah, there it is. I actually tried to add to this one in the 90s. My price here sitting at 86. It's finally starting to move to the downside. I'll get a couple of legs out in this cluster here, but I'm really looking back for a 7 break and then down towards this 650. So it was working for like in and out multiple time scalp trades early on in the move, but then we're trying to hold for a little bit more, like 30, 40, 50 cent moves. I still think that those can be in there on the retrace for OCGN.
All right, so yeah, Ford, it bounced back up. We got some out there at 52. Remember, our average price 54, so that was a 2-cent hit there. We are going to get out when we do break back down below this level here. Actually, I'm going to change my offer. We're going to go wait till, I guess, 44s or so on the downside. Let's just wait for a 45 break. If we look here, no, we got to wait for a 40 break. So here we go. Here's the bottom. 40, what has been the bottom. So we're going to hold on to this a little bit more. That's why we did take a little bit more out, because we want to, we got to give this a little bit more downside, and then hopefully we can start retracing back to some of those levels that we've seen today already. So if we can get back to VWAP, hey man, it'll be a big winner, and we'll ring the register. But right now we're waiting for that to happen. Right, it's just not coming through. So VWAP is at 60. If it comes back up, we'll take some out. But we just showed you 40 is going to have to be the bottom. So we will take another bid in here, maybe 45 or so. so, just in case that does happen. But we're not loaded up, but we're loaded up enough that this could make us a decent amount of money if we come back to the upside. So we still are watching Ford here. Not really a going concern, but we need to be able to watch it. So Ford right now, 54s. We're back flat here. My offer's at 59.
So before we go to Brendan, I don't like that wording. Ford, it is very much a going concern, but it's not a concern, the position, obviously. That language after Lordstown, you got to be careful when you say those words.
Right.
Brendo?
I just saw a volume alert on Amazon, guys, a stock that never has volume alerts. 1.25%. Look at the move on Amazon so far today, straight to the upside. I mean, there's not much as far as news is concerned. They announced a new DJ service for their music, but they could face as well, according to the Wall Street Journal here, $425 million EU privacy fine. Amazon laughs at $425 million fines, I guess. 1.3 for AMZN, guys.
Yes, they do laugh at that. I mean, look, it's a great stock. I mean, we're probably not going to be day trading it, but I love seeing it bounce off this level here because it was such a good buy in front of like 3,000. If it gets to that 3,600, there are some talks about this antitrust nonsense. We'll maybe go over some of that because I don't think we talked about it this morning. What came out of that report and what the Democrats are going to be trying to do. I think it's going to affect some of the bigger names there, guys. But I'm going to go back up quickly if I can to OCGN. Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry. I said if it got into that cluster, I'd get some shares out. If it gets out of that cluster, I'm going to get some more shares out as well. So I'm still hunting for a bit of a bigger move here. I'll reload in front of 8 because that's my level. GameStop basically is crazy because when GameStop moves, I'm usually trading a little more heavily. It's now off this 270 bottom. So I got my order right down here to see what happens if it breaks that 270. So you'll see me tick in on a momentum play. I'm always looking to scalp the first little bit out, half the position, and then see if we can't hold the rest for a bigger move. But it is just bounced off of this 270. So it's actually almost better if it holds a little bit of a cluster here at 75 and then takes it the second time through. So GameStop approaching that low.
Yeah, we just got long again on GameStop. So our average price now 272. So we're right here. This is how you know, like we put on some decent shares on the downside here. We're playing off that 270. It actually went back into the money for us on this trade. But right now, like if we can get back to 276 and change, we'll take that. But right now we're long 272 and GameStop right back into the money for us now. Well, not into the money, but it's got to break up higher here. If it breaks down below, we're looking at 267 to crack out of that one, and that'll be a loser. And we'll be negative on GameStop if that does happen, but we were talking about upside on this name, just hasn't come through today. So that is what that is there. Okay, so now Ford's coming back to the downside. We've already talked about what our plan of action is for this. So we are going to take another bit here at 45, and then we'll take a little bit more lower than this, and then we'll have to just get out if it breaks eventually this very, very bottom. So if that happens, man, 1540 comes and goes, then we're going to be gone. Did we get those? Yeah, we did get some 45s there. So, okay, so now our average price is 52. Maybe we'll get some back out if it comes back up to 50, but for right now, man, this is a going concern for me anyways, Neil Ford, and we're going to wait for 1540. Nothing wrong fundamentally, just we're wrong right now on the trade today. Nice move to the upside as Ford now turns red. We don't like when that happens, but that's Ford right now, guys.
And you know what's weird to me is like I keep thinking, oh, sorry, GameStop just triggered in there. Whoa, what kind of fill is that? I got a partial fill, so I can't break my rules. I just got a partial on GameStop. I'm going to go ahead and cancel the second half of that order. Why did I not get a full fill on GameStop? It is what it is. I got a partial in. So I guess it fills. That's the thing. If it's going to be a downside move, it is SSR. So there's no guarantee that you're going to hit that bid with everything you can. So you need that uptick. I probably just got lucky with the partial. So I go to scalp it out because that's my rule. But it leaves me, my default to punch out is going to be the exact size. And it's going to end up getting me all out instead of just getting a portion out. That's kind of crazy. But when it's SSR, fading into it sometimes is easier. If it does pop back in, like I said, I probably would look at a 275 instead of a 270. That was a pure momentum play, and it was always going to be a momentum trade, guys. So unfortunately, GameStop in and out. It's only about $1 and change. I would have liked to have a little bit more there.
Yep, exactly. So again, you know, if I was trading GameStop like that, then I would be up on it. And instead, I'm holding everything. Every single one of my positions were $5 plus in the money, and we didn't do anything about it. So damn it on that one. So we'll have to wait for GameStop. We still are long, of course, 272 here on GME. So we're going to wait for that to come through. Hopefully it does, man. Who knows? AMC doesn't want to do the same dance as well as this comes back to the downside. So everything right now starts to crack a lack on this stock. So watch out, man. Some of of these names are breaking here. We're going to hold our GameStop. We gave you where our target is, so hopefully we can go to the upside there. And that was not a false break, but hopefully that break, is wrong. And now we go back to the upside. So 272 right now. We're trying to hold on, man. We're trying to hold this for you guys to the upside here in GameStop. So I don't know. That break was a little bit bad, but we are 272.30. That's where we're long. So we're right back. This is what I mean. Like, we're right back in the money. So, we could limit our damage right now and just get out of this GameStop, but we're not going to do that. Let's see if we can't make some money and take this a little bit higher. For me, I've been holding this thing $10 against me, things like that. So let's wait to see. Let's see if GameStop can go up. We're still long on that name, and we like it. So here goes GameStop. Let's see if it can't make some money to the upside now.
Yeah, and now that we've got, it's going to end up being good that I scalped out of it and got that partial fill. It ends up saving me money. Sometimes it's a bank error in your favor, but I did want to hunt for like maybe that 275 area, so I'm not going to get back into it just yet. We'll let it matriculate a little bit higher there. I'm still in Virgin Galactic for those of you guys paying attention. It's still resisting this breakout. Wait a minute. There's 55. It just tried to take it again, guys. So it continues to try to go above. I want this bid to hold. I still want to catch something off the break, but every time it snaps up, it's like the bid doesn't follow through. On level 2, what that kind of means, still on GameStop, what that means on the level 2 is the offer will come up. You have a high of 62. The offer will go to like 62, but the bids don't follow it to the upside. You open the spread a little bit. I want that to catch up. Then I want to go long, adding to that position. Otherwise, it's buying the dips. Now I'd be looking back at VWAP at 36 even. My last entry was, of course, in the 80s. We'll keep going a little bit higher and then tighten up stops on the way through there. I got more shares of Wish. I can go over to Ocugen, but it's still holding 8. So that short reloaded. 8 is that level that we're concerned about. Wish, I'm going to be short in this thing until it probably breaks the back. I got out when we were talking about getting out in front of 1080. I then got back in that middle range at 1115. Now I'm just holding for it because it looks like it wants to test that high of the day. I will not take more shares until it tests a pre-market high. So let this one get to that top. If it does not roll over through that top, I will not add to that position. That's the way we want to trade it here. I just finished saying I wanted GME to pop before I got into it, and then of course it doesn't do that. Clover, which we had the long break, then the long stop. What did I say? Not going to do anything until it bounces off of 16. Well, it just bounced off of 16. So the difference between yesterday and today was yesterday I would have played this long, lost, would have played this long, lost, and then be playing this for like a fourth time because I had it up here, and when I had 3 losses going into it. This time I wait for the test of 16 and then get it off the bounce. A little more patient and discipline after the gong show that Clover was for me yesterday with my worst stock. Brendan, what's up, bud? Brendan.
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets here. We'll check out how things stand so far. All-time highs today for the S&P. Finally, we've been talking about it for about a week now. 42.47 right now currently for the S&P, the index, that is. The Dow here up about 0.6 as well, 34,600. The NASDAQ, both the composite and the 100, having a nice day here. 1% for the 100, about 0.75 for the composite. So everything doing quite nicely in positive territory, including small caps here. The Russell about 0.3 to the upside. We are just now back into positive territory here in Toronto for the TSX. A couple of other things. Neil was just mentioning this, but I'd wish up here as well. 1150. It's not really doing anything, just kind of chopping around back and forth in that pre-market range. The other thing we were talking about here in the pre-market Coinbase, guys, we did test the pre-market high here, but right back down. Watch pre-market lows there for Coin. Back over to you.
Okay, so here goes GameStop again, guys. Like, it just went up again to 274, and like we're long at 272. We could easily take these $2 every single time, and then we would be flat on GameStop if we just took this out. But again, I'm trying to make money. I'm not trying to be flat on the stock. I'd rather be like down on it, honestly, than say that I didn't hold this. So let's just wait to see. I do have some offers in the 276 area in case we do get back up there, but I'm just really surprised that GameStop really today is not really moving. So we talked about Bitcoin. That's starting to move now as well. We'll look at that when we get back.
Yeah, I groaned there because I'm like, Coinbase, really? Like, one of these days, can we get that break to the upside, breaking a level up? I got the reload on Ocugen here, so we'll get that in 88s here, and then a few shares in the 90s as well. I'll take the same legs out in this range, and this is going to be that 65 to 50 area, and then I still am bidding below that cluster, and then if we break 7 even, I want to be holding through a break of 7 even. You guys know I'm short Wish. Look, I say this time and time again, and fist bump to anyone that actually got the top. If you sit there in front of the level, you're going to have a fantastic price. if you do what I'm like, you know, so this is the second time it's happened, you wait for the turn. It's like when it turns, that's when I'm going to go into the short. This is like 20 cents into the move when I can finally catch it. And then it comes right down, bounces off my order here. That's kind of ridiculous. And it bounces all the way down here. I'm going to catch it in front of VWAP because it just bounced off 11 even. So yeah, it's going to be a winning trade. But this should be up here at like 44. And then you're getting some out here at like 11.15. And then I'm still trying to get out in front of 1080. 1080 is going to be a break. It might be a breakout through this high of the day, but I'll keep shorting in front of it until it breaks me, guys. Clover bounced off 16. I thought I'd be able to, it made this little break here at 40. I thought I'd be able to get some shares down in front of 16 again, so I'm trying to be patient with it. Instead, it looks like it's breaking back up without me adding to the position, which is only okay. As far as Virgin Galactic goes, we still have this one. I'm not going to get out of Clover till it tests that 1680 to 17 area, by the way. Virgin Galactic, it does look like it's going to continue to be a good one, so we'll do the whiz as it continues to give you these scalp trades over and over and over again. And I should just cross and be able to get out of this one here. So you keep getting these bounces. First it was 35.50, then it was 35.85, then it was 36. I know it wasn't on the watch list, but it had news. We got this one to you guys because you want to trade what is moving. Watch list is always a fantastic start. But it's not always the be-all, end-all because Brendan gives us names throughout the day. And, of course, we have preferred stocks that we like to trade on a daily basis, like Sean and Ford, right?
Yep, exactly. And right now we're rocking and rolling right now. And there goes Ford. That's what we come flying in on right there. We're long 44s. It's up to 51. We've been taking some out all the way up, guys. You know our average price was about, what was it? I think it was 48 or something the very first time. So we'll have to wait to see where we go. We just got filled on something. That was Ford 52s. Okay. So now bang, bang, bang to the upside. We gave you that out, right? We gave you the out. We went and did the work. I mean, it's not that much work, but we did the work downside there to find this 1540 area. And we changed our stop. So our stop, you know, I'm just going to keep getting out of this, man. If we can get some more 52s, we'll take it. And then we'll wait to see if we get some 54s and 55s on the upside. But right now, we're loving life a little bit here with Ford as it continues to go. And then, you know, the one stock here, I mean, I need to do some more work on AMC. We'll get back into that one. But GameStop again up to 274, giving us that $1.50 win. And we're not taking it. So I don't know, man. Maybe we should do part of that, get out some at 274, and then wait to see what happens on the upside now. But, you know, the way we've been trading and sort of our flows here, I really like the way this is pairing out. And so it's going to be a good move, hopefully, for us here on GameStop at some point. And then this is what I want to talk about here. If we go to the 1 minute chart here, BTC starting to fly a little bit, man. 37.5 up to 38.5. So watch out if you guys are in crypto at all. This one looks like a good one here today. Bitcoin starting to go. And we said 40. I said 40 before 30 when it was at 32. So that's the kind of confidence that I have here in BTC. I think you need to start buying some at these levels if you're not already like fully invested. And here we go, 53s again on Ford. So my next target, I have a 57 offer. Let's see if we get back to VWAP.
It's always about like, what do you define as fully invested? Like everyone I know basically says that already. Look, either way, I mean, it's a fantastic move. I just wish Coinbase would have a little piece of it as well. It is what it is. Wish you got to stick to your plan. That's one of these things. You don't want to be that Leroy Jenkins guys. You want to make sure even if you go against your plan and it works out for you, that's not the way to trade, guys. So catching it on the way down is going to be the way I continue to do this. OCGN, it's going to continue to work, but remember, this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This was actually one trade. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now a 9th trade that I've had in OCGN, and every single one has had a relatively tight stop. So yes, I'm still core short this stock. I'm still down because of these other losses that we had here and here. But we'll see what happens. I mean, it will turn green if it breaks that VWAP at some point. It has to either, you know what, or get off the pot at this 8 level, and I think it's going to be below $7. I mean, yeah, dollar move on this stock, absolutely it can do it. This thing flushed 50% top to bottom when that news came out on OCGN. And then going back over to Clover, this bottom here, another retest. Look, I could have taken a quick little scalp out, but I mean, I only got the first entry. Another test looking like it's looming here at 16. It just bounced off of 16.20. Looks like maybe I'll have to get long more if I want it in front of that price level instead of getting exactly 16. Either way, any stop has to be placed right at this 1585 level, guys. So that only leaves you the option of getting long one more time in front of that cluster and then probably right in front of 16 even and then a 1585 stop. So I've only had one long in front of the 17. I'll have one more long in front of that 16. Technically speaking, that pre-market low is 1585. So your stop is at that price, and that's going to be it. Right, we'll pick those 2 levels instead of having 6 or 7 like yesterday.
Okay, so I'm off. Give me a break. I just put offer, enter. Is this GameStop? Yeah, so I'm right there. I'm right there at 6. I was right there at 274.62, guys. I was right there. I saw it. It didn't want to break it again, and now we're down another $1. So let's see if, you know, just because we trade honest here. So we'll see if that 274.62. I just want to make sure that's what we're offering. Yeah, we're offering 274.62s there to see if we can't make $4. Sorry, 250 on the trade there. But it looks like it had a problem up there. And again, that's over and over again, man. These same levels, like 275. I was waiting at 276. Okay, then I saw it not breaking again, not breaking again. I pushed offer, enter, and it basically, I mean, those of you that trade with us, I don't know, you don't have the same system as us, but you know, when you're trading direct market access, a lot of the time, like your order goes in there and then it like falls off of it, right? So there's still, the thing there's not front running and things like that.
You know what that is, Sean.
Yeah,
you can
I know,
say
I'm explaining what it, sorry, go on.
You can say front running, it flat out what it is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So there is some front running orders there. So again, you know, we'll wait for it. Hopefully it comes up, it just rips through, like, you know, then we don't have, then nobody has a choice, but hopefully it can come upside. I may switch my order, but it's funny. Okay, come on, GameStop. Like, if I'm 12 cents away from getting filled on a stock that's moved $40 today, then there's a problem. So let's see if we can't get, maybe it hasn't moved $40 today, maybe $30 today. But here we go. Come on, GameStop. Like, am I going to join that guy right there? And then it's going to, come on. There we go. Did we get filled? Bang! Yes, we get filled right there through that. And now it goes to the upside. That's fine. Let's keep going on GameStop. There it is, man. The money come flying out a little bit there. So let's see now where GameStop can go. Now we've got the 270 long, and now we wait for this 290, man. No more offers. Let's go on GME.
Yeah, and look, it is what it is with those. Sometimes that's why, like, I like throwing orders out there, and you'll see traders throw orders out there. So when it gets to that price level, you're not entering a new order that the algos will be gaming. You sort of have one resting. Virgin Galactic is now bouncing again at this top. Like, how many times are they going to test it? All of these failures at 36.50, I'm just going to keep tightening them stop. If it breaks 36, I'm going to be out of this long altogether and then regroup, because clearly this is a resistance level. So the buy and the dip has been fantastic. At some point, you have to give up the ghost. I said this is a level I like. I know we're going to be talking a little bit different directions here. I said this is a level I liked. It just touched that 75 on GameStop, so I'm going to take my first, and you know, you can hate if you guys, I mean, I guess you'll probably do it. 270, got a partial fill there. Only got the partial, got a quick scalp trade. Otherwise, I wanted to play off of this 275 area. It does do a bit of a fail break. I just did the same thing, offered and it ran away. So I'll try and catch something at 274.5 or so. I don't want to chase this too far, guys. So I want to get a short in front of this now 275 area. It got up to like 50, so I can put my stop at 75.50 here, give it about $1 worth of room, but I'm not going to chase this too far to the downside. I only want to risk about $1 in slippage approximately on GameStop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're $4 in the money, man. We're not getting out of anything here for GameStop, though. Okay, so right now, I don't know. We've been trying to go short on some of these GBTCs or Ethereum or whatever. We do take some ETHE as it's coming to the downside. Look at this. A big move to the downside right now in ETHE. So maybe, Brendan, I don't know if there's anything here. But, I mean, obviously there's nothing. This is just crypto. But so sorry about that, Brendan. You don't need to come with anything. But there's BTC to the downside right there. Obviously, there's going to be no news. This is just probably what's happening in crypto land. We get basically close to 40 and it fails there. I'm going to find my Ethereum chart. I don't really know where that one went, but we will find that for you. Right now, GameStop, $3 and change in the money. So let's just continue to hold that one. You know that plan. And then Ford, good thing, guys. Like, good thing we trade like a maniac sometimes, because these are all outs, man. Out, 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 out. They're little pieces because we're holding out for that dream. But again, like, you know, that's how you keep some of your profits. We were waiting for 56, but right now we only have a third left. So we dumped out at 2/3 on the way back up. Ultimately, you're not going to make crazy amounts of money if you trade like this, but you know, the opportunity for me here on Ford is against this 1540. So we'll get long one more time down here if we can, 44, and then hopefully that one we can explode back to the upside. I'm just a little bit nervous here because look at the S&P 500, man, and obviously Ford is not a NASDAQ stock, it's an S&P stock. Although it's trading kind of like tech stock, kind of. But right now, Ford coming to the downside as the ES breaking as well. We're still up 0.5% though. So
you're gonna wonder how I can like flush myself down the toilet on not Wish, because that's still going down. It's actually pretty good. On Clover again and be happy about it, because the difference is today it's like follow the plan of action. So we got Akigen working well to the short side. We're following that plan, and on Clover. The reason why it's going to be a good day for me today, despite this happening, is yesterday I would have 5x the loss on the exact same type of move. And this time, if it bounces, we would have had a huge win, but we're disciplined in the manner in which I actually try to go into that long trade. GameStop, And I mean, Shauna just mentioned it, and I kind of fell for the same thing there, where I could have had a resting order or been a little bit more aggressive by hitting that bid. Instead, it sort of ran away from me. I was able to get a fill at 24.39 here. It's sliding back into the downside. Now, obviously, 270 is a bit of a level, so I'd want to get out in front of 270 and then see if I can't rinse and repeat off of this level. So we'll try to take like 250 to 350 on this trade if I can do it, and then still try to rinse and repeat off of 275.50, that area to the top side. So I want to scalp this one out. Oxygen's trying to break 750. I'll get some more shares out as that heads down in the money, but 38 cents isn't enough. I want more. Brendan.
Paratech, PRTK pharmaceutical company, announced FDA approval aftermarket yesterday for one of their treatments. So nice pop here for this one. PRTK today, guys, up 10%. Just taking out day highs here as we speak.
Party tech there? Yeah, we'll party on with that one for sure. AMC, I still got to do some work on that, and we got to hopefully get that to go back to the upside right now. We're down 70 cents. I do want to average in. I've been really focused, obviously, on GameStop here today with some of these trades because of earnings, and you kind of go where the money's going today. And it's just been, I've been looking long. Thank God we're able to make a lot of money off this long, 270, putting our average price back to 272. So we did just take some out there. Let's see where we go from here, but I still like the trade. So no matter where we go, I think I like this trade here on GameStop. We still have bottoms of 268, so we're going to hold out for that. It could come, man. So don't sleep on it. That's for sure. Don't think that we're out of the woods here with GameStop. We didn't get. I mean, unfortunately, I was talking too much and didn't even put a bid there. But 44 was a good bid. So was 42. So we got to get our bids back in the money here, or back in the game with Ford. And let's just take that right now. Long AMC, long Ford, long GameStop, and long a little bit of Ether here off ETHE. So shout out to our friends over there at OTC Markets.
Here we go. We're going to go definitely shout out to Mr. Mendel himself. And Virgin Galactic, look, it's going to keep making this round out. I still like the break. We'll take it if it actually holds that bit above. But I'm going to make sure we grab the profit here. It looks like it's rolling over, and it looks like it was a good decision. I'm going to bid in front of this obvious level here. Yeah, this is 35.25 change. I bounced off of this. I was able to get 50s before. I'll try those 50s again. I'm not going to. This is sort of ridiculous. I'm not making the same mistake again on GameStop. I am just going to cross out of the stock and take the profit that way. This is what it wants to keep on doing to me. And apologies there, guys, for not flipping to the chart so that you guys could see that. It's just, I had it on my level 2, and I was sitting there watching as my bid was just sitting in front, and it was just like holding, not wanting to print, just cross the spread to get out. I'm not worried about an extra 40 cents. That's ridiculous. I wanted to scalp that range. We've gone ahead and done that. So a couple of short trades on GameStop have worked out for me. 270 level, technically speaking, that level has held. We wish we were a little bit taller. Last time we got into this, we had a discussion about height, yada, yada, yada. I'm the shortest guy in my fam. But either way, Wish is doing the same thing it always does, which is be weak, but it's a range-bound trade. It's done a pretty good job of getting out at the bottom end of the range. Not as good a job of getting all the shares I want at the top. I still like a 1080 break, and when it happens, I'm going to get into more shares to the short side, but I want to make sure if it pops again, I'm getting a good price off of that 1075 high that we're seeing here, guys. Hadn't been the best. They've all won, but my price and shares have not been what I've wanted at that top, so I want to be a little more careful if it goes up there again. Brendo?
Earnings on Fuel Cell came out this morning, guys, in the pre-market. You can see 980, bit of a line in the sand so far, to say the least, both in the pre-market and once trading started. Trying to get back above 10 currently on decent volume here for F-Cell. Still down 10% though off earnings, guys.
Fuel cell, huh? Okay, Ford, unfortunately, we did miss that. We've been talking about that all day with you guys. So, we missed that 44. We just take out some 50s or some 49s on the way back. Look at our average price is 43. So, we're going to be in the money on Ford. So that's going to be a good one. And then sometimes, man, the diamond hands work. We hold on. So here we go to the upside with AMC. Now we hold on to that. So it goes down to 49. We should have obviously been buying some more there. But we're long GameStop and we're long for you guys right now on AMC. So the double longs here, we're just going to keep on playing this to the long side. It hasn't broken anything of concern yet. We haven't even come back down to 47, which was the pre-market bottom. So for me, that would be a little bit of a concern. But for right now, nothing is a concern because we're just going to keep on watching this stock go, go, go as AMC can hopefully get back up here. And then we will get out. I mean, if it does breaks back to the high, 51.50, I mean, we got to get out of that, right? But until then, we will hold on and we will be strong, guys. We will try for you. continue to hold on to some of these names, man. I've stared GameStop in the face. I told you, every single position, it's not a lie. You can go back and look. Every single one of these positions went $3, $4, $5 into the money. We didn't take them. So stupid or not, let's hold out hope here that GameStop can get back going, man. I'm really surprised that we're still down that 10%. You know, we've been completely wrong on this one. I thought we would take out 290. We didn't. So now we'll have to wait. Like that was a good out, right? 287 and change up to the upside. But until then, man, we haven't seen that again. So hopefully we will. But for right now, we ain't. So GameStop on our watch.
Yeah, and it's been quick action for me on GameStop. And this is the thing. One of the best things about this program is not just you guys in the community, which is fantastic, giving us symbols, and then Brendan, of course, coming with news. It's the diversity. Like, you can have different styles of trading, and both can work. And this is the key in day trading. You know, I'm quick, short, in and out pops, but you can also be buying long dips and holding on something like a GameStop. Now that's working because GameStop's actually making those bounces. I can tell you Clover, of course, which I'm down on today, which is my negative stock. That's not been the case, but quickly again off that 75, I'm able to scalp one more time in GameStop. So I'm pretty happy with this so far. But you got to keep in mind that 270, that was a failed break. So you got to tread lightly here because that's a failed break in my estimation. So as much as I like that 75 and it's worked, at some point you could get that crazy bounce into the upside. I just got the long off the top in Virgin Galactic, so that one looks like it's going to be soaring here. And I did just mention, let's get that out of the way, I just mentioned Clover. Sometimes the best trade you make in the day is not going to be a winner. Like to me, I'm most happy. I'm down on Clover. I had longs that did not work. But the discipline is the only thing that's saving me from not ruining my day because I easily could have ruined my day. I had my worst stock in here in Clover yesterday. If I followed the same pattern, you're absolutely crushed. I said I'll have less shorts, I'll pick a couple of levels, and that's it. And I will not sit there averaging into it. I'll have those levels, and that's it. And you see what happens now down at 15. So no support is holding on Clover whatsoever. Virgin Galactic, on the other hand, is, I mean, it's not to the moon yet. I mean, that's not really their goal. They're just trying to take people into orbit. Hopefully this stock can get into orbit itself. If you're taking a break off of that 50 level, it turned into 60s because of the tests every single time. 37 is an even that's going to loom, so I'm going to scalp into that one, guys. So we'll keep the... I shouldn't use a plane crash when talking about Virgin Galactic. That's kind of not cool. But we'll see what happens. If it breaks 37, I like a 37 break as well. I like the style up in here of getting in on breaks and then taking the scalp to the next level and taking the next break. If it's a dip buy, I'm more inclined to hold the dip buy like we were doing before, but the break is meant to be a scalp. So Brendan, what is up? Oh, sorry, Brendan. It's small cap recap time. Let's go.
It is indeed small cap time. Number of them moving around for the second straight day in a row here. This MEDS, one that was very obviously strong heading towards the open. This one didn't pop up until about 9 o'clock this morning, so it was a little bit later than the rest, kind of showing its hand. $6 here. If you go to the daily chart, that is not 6. 6 is more kind of up here, so it's basically the dead center of the overall range on the daily chart is $6. So as soon as it got above that and held, gave you a long opportunity, kind of consolidating now between 6 and 7, still in this. I'm going to work this versus 6, so if it does start to move back to the upside, continue with MEDS making a nice move. Very, very small float on that one as well. Just be aware of that. MDLY, yeah, I wasn't able to get any locates on this, but others apparently were. 13 level in the pre-market here. 13 was tested just before the open. Again, gave you a nice fade down to $10. $3 move on that one, MDLY. Great trade. Another one that was showing its hand early, I guess, on the strong side. 270 was the top end of the pre-market range. I tried this a number of times on the short side, still kind of showing its relative strength versus the rest of the group at this point. The long working a lot better for ANY. Guys, back over to you.
Okay, we're just sitting here waiting for AMC to do a dance, guys. So hopefully AMC does do some kind of a dance here. We're going to get longer at 49.50 if it comes to the downside, which it's looking to do now. We're sitting there, so if it runs us over, what's up, Morgan Brennan? If it runs us over, then we'll pick that up at 49.50 and see where we go from there. So that's going to be the play now, and then we have. Look, my big out's going to be this, not big out, but we will get out some here at 48.50, and then we'll have to regroup to see what happens at 49.47. So, oh, we just got missed there. Again, like 49.61. Hopefully this comes down, man. We're waiting at 49.52. So if that comes down, we'll get filled there, 49.52. And then hopefully this will start to rock and roll back to the upside. I mean, if I'm waiting for 52s, why not just get some right now on AMC? Like, what's the difference? There we go. We'll buy some 80s. So there we go. We just bought right now some 49.80s. And we're just going to hold this, man. Yesterday, we held the dream all morning on AMC into this level and had to get out when it broke that 48.50. But there we go. Actually, it's 48 even yesterday was the stop spot. So I'm going to change my bid here now and put it to 48 even, not 48.50, and see what does happen there. And we are one of my favorite keys to hit. And if you guys know the movie, don't cheat because it's a little bit of a tricky one because everybody thinks it's something else. I'll hit it one more time. Okay, I'm reloaded. If you know what movie that's from, put that in the chat. But we are now reloaded into Ford. And yeah, it's not fantastic at all. But we do have our 40 break spot. We're long at 43, guys. I mean, if we take a 3-cent hit here, I know. Then we are fine. So let's get ready to rock and roll here with Ford.
I mean, it doesn't count. I obviously know it. It's one of my favorite movies of all. That's probably on, it should be on anybody's top 25 list at least. Wish is doing like the thing that it does, which is go down. Like this is that break. We talked about 1080. We're shorting. It doesn't give me another shot to rectify the not getting full positions up at the high. But you do look at that bottom off of 10. I'm going to get some shares out there. I took some shares out in front of 1050, but this one just continues to be bear zone. If it does break further to the downside, I'm looking for, like I said, probably like 1015 to 1020 in front of that low from yesterday, but it just continues to absolutely flush. OCGM, we'll check back in on it. It's still going pretty well, but keep in mind, this is now again consolidating higher. This is kind of what it did here, where it was like grinding down. I got this top in front of 7, and it grinded down. I got some out, and then it did one of these spikes up, and was harsh enough that I didn't want to average back into it, guys. So I'm going to go with the same thing. If it cannot make that breakdown, I'm not adding to this position again off of 8 even, out of just an abundance of caution, guys. So we'll roll with what we have here into that 8. It's still in the money, about 25 pennies, which is pretty good for a 780 stock. But not enough. I think it should flush more.
You realize I'm Cuban? Yes. Yeah, what's up? No, I mean, obviously, Damien Project. I mean, I don't realize that you're Cuban. I mean, I have no idea that you are. But yeah, Scarface, man. Scarface is such a sick movie. That is probably my favorite movie of all time, guys. But it's not, yeah, it's Carlito, yeah. So it's Carlito's Way is what that is from. So anybody saying that, congratulations. You're right, it's Carlito's Way, and that's why I said that we're going to trick you on that one, because every time, if you're a new viewer, guys, you know what we're talking about. If you're old, you know it's Carlito's Way. I like tricking some of the new people because, hey, like I probably would have said Scarface as well. I mean, not because I know the movie, but I like that. So, okay, there it is. We go diamond hands here because we're trying, man. We're trying for you. We take that 49. We talked about that. We wanted 49.50, right? But then as that didn't come in, we obviously made the call and took out 49.80. So now I mean, look at this thing. It's just bouncing again. Like, here we go again. Another 20 cents in the money on that play, not taking it. We're going to wait for these levels, man. 50. Like, I'm waiting for up here, 50-50 at least. Let's just see if AMC can get going. Not sure it can. And then I'm just hovering around. $2 winner with GameStop, guys. So, I mean, it's back and forth and around, holding these names and trying to see if we have some more upside in this one. Someone with lots of upside, like the most upside I've ever seen. Hit him, Brendan.
Just looking at some SPAC news here, guys. VG Acquisition Corporation. We haven't had a good SPAC movement for a while. VGAC, a good SPAC movement. VGAC, about 6% on the day, coming up to 1080 here, which was a bit of a level on the daily chart. So it's 23andMe, going to be 23andMe, it looks like. The shareholder vote happening today for VGAC. Big time volume here, guys.
We're going to look at that. I mean, 23andMe. I know a couple of friends of mine that are big into that, so it's certainly popular. Doesn't necessarily mean anything for the stock today. You're going to get that move to the upside. Sometimes you see that initial move faded on those SPAC news. There could be another, like the breakout, not as good, clearly, as you can see on Virgin Galactic. It's been buying the dips every single time. It's been the better play. We'll see what happens. I mean, I had basically, if this doesn't win, like 1 for 3 on breaks, and every dip has been good, and it's been 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So I'm going to favor those every single time, but we are still grinding through that 37 area. It has not broken back below that quarter, so we're going to stick with this one to see if it can't get up to the 37.25, where I should, as I said, have a resting order out. We talked about the reason for that, and then I go ahead and not do it at times, which is kind of ridiculous. Wish is continuing to look. Wow, that was kind of good. Ariel's up. I just talked about putting an order out. You guys saw that. Like, we're consolidating, and then boom goes Virgin Galactic up to 37.25. So I have another one out in front of like 37.40. We'll see if we can't catch that. I was about to talk about Wish, because Virgin Galactic, it's easy to look at the winners. This is what happens. I'm bidding at 10.16, and then it turns at like 10.20. So if I liked off of that, there's no offer here. I'm just going to get out off of this 10. Sorry, there's an offer there at 10.26 there. It looks like it's about to get taken out. It just did. So I just hit the level. And, you know, an extra 5 or 10 cents, it doesn't really matter. It bounced off of the target that we had. Once that happens, I'm going to take my profit on that. So you get the short off the pop. You get to short off the VWAP pop, and then you get to short off that high of the day, which I kind of missed, and I talked about the reasons why. It's more the style of execution, wanting to catch it on the way down, not up. And we had a 1080 break the entire time, so we had that short as well. So multiple ways to engage in that trade. The entire time we're trying to walk you through the thought process, the wins, all of them, well, all these are wins, but the thought process in terms of how we didn't execute as well as it could have been, and why I wanted to get off that bottom. We showed you guys that low level yesterday in the aftermarket when it bounced, so I want to make sure I'm not going to hold through on that price level. So it's been a good one so far. And despite all of that, my worst stock, Clover, to me, despite everything else looking fantastic, to me, it is the most disciplined we've had, and I think it's the best trade because I did not just dig into it like 8 or 9 times like yesterday, and it cannot catch a big Clover. Clover is just dying down here.
Okay, guys, here we go. Diamond hands, guys, right now. A good call. We talked about someone gave us square earlier, and I said go long off 209 levels. If it breaks, then you can get out. Congratulations, a $6 winner right there for whoever took that. I can't remember who you were in the chat, but good look on that one for whoever. And this is AMC, man. This is what we're doing. We're walking on water for you. I just gave you that call, man. 50-50. So there's our out right there at 50-50. It just ripped up right there. We got out. That's off some of these longs. So there it is. Another win for you. A win here, a win now. And now we hold, man. We're just going to wait to see where we go from here. Long AMC 49.80. I mean, it's right back in. So all we're doing, it's called rinsing and repeating and putting some chicken on the Barbie tonight. Well, actually, we had chicken thighs yesterday. Very, very tasty. Some barbecue chicken thighs. My kids love those because it's boneless, skinless, so they don't like any of that nonsense on there. So we had that yesterday. Loved the barbecue, guys. Oh, here, let's see. Oh, I don't even know where my barbecue profit thing is. Like I said, man, these boards now, I definitely got to clean them up. Oh, damn, I just missed it. Then you hit back and it works. So there we go. Love the barbecue. If you love the barbecue, put your favorite thing to barbecue in the chat, guys. My favorite is still a ribeye, but they're a little tough to cook if you don't know what you're doing. But that's why the wife threatens me pretty much every single time. She likes it like rare or medium rare. I think that's pretty crazy for me. I like medium rare. She likes it rare. What up, Beep?
Another one we've been talking about over the past couple of days, just popping back up here. AEMD, guys, to the downside today. Back above 850 briefly there, but big seller step back in. So down 22% following a offering this morning, as expected, I guess, after that move. Going back to, I guess that was yesterday, wasn't it? For AEMD, guys, so a heads up negative on the day. It's 10:30. Let's get a quick check on what's happening over in Europe this morning. There's 1 hour left over there. What's up, V?
Hey, Brandon, European markets are flat. Mobile operator BT Group trading in London is up more than 7% after Altis Group said it had taken 12% stake in the company. Back to you.
Yeah, nicely positive overall. I mean, all-time highs for the S&P so far today, guys.
Guys, I found my people here, guys. I found my people, everybody here, talking all about ribeyes, all about barbecuing, everything, guys. Bang, bang, bang. Let's keep going. Rare, wow, okay. Oh, Shakib, you're in the building with the rare. Okay, I see. Maybe you're feeding that to the pit bulls, but good call there. Hey, look, man, if it's a nice cut of steak or beef, anything. Done well is beautiful. So yeah, let's just keep on that talking. I see people talking. Look, I know GME and AMC, and I know it's a talk in Washington, and there's some talk about that. But I don't think into this trading, there's really nothing happening. Isn't it just funny right now how the brokerages in places like that now don't have any problems? Like nobody's turning off trading now or anything. So hopefully they've got all that sorted out. But we already took another long on AMC. We just got filled again at that 49. It's coming out to this 48.50 bottom. So right now, now we're long and strong, 49.46 off of what a great out that was, man. Thankful to have that for sure. So thankful for ribeyes and thankful for that 50-40 out there. So right now we're long and we're right back to flat on this one, and we're still holding our GMEs, guys. I stared $5 in the face on this one. It went up to 275 there. We're long at 270, and I just said, no, we're going to hold on to this one. Diamond hands or not, let's see if it works today. AMC coming to 48.50.
And we're going to go up again to the upside. Another break, another nice little winner on Virgin Galactic. It just touched, now it got as high as 37.68, but you know I take some shares out in front of that 50. I'm going to show you yesterday's tops here, this 37.66. Remember why we show you guys these levels? It's not just about like watching the trades here, but you know, it's not a pie in the sky why we're looking at 37.65. You don't pull it out of a hat. Everyone's looking at the same chart. So I'm going to take some out in front of it. I still want to hold on to see if we can test this higher low here. Well, I mean, I guess lower high was yesterday's action at 38 and change, but I'll get out in front of 38. Fair enough. It's already been a nice little break. We got bottoms at 35. And it wasn't necessarily on the watch list, but we tried to get it to you as fast as we could before the open because I was going to have the long in it. I had the accidental entry, which we got out for basically paying the spread, but it's in all gangbusters since. Personally, we actually got some brisket for leftover today, but yesterday was all about the ribs, and I am a ribs guy through and through. But I'll always say it every single time, the best barbecue I've ever had was in Deep Ellum down in Texas, guys, and I've only been there once, and I cannot wait to be able to go there again and have their barbecue because Southern barbecue is the best by far. OCGN finally making that secondary breakdown. I have a couple of bids in front of that 7, and then I want this break, guys. When 7 breaks, I'm hanging on for dear life to get down to that 650. I mean, it's not greedy if you have a plan. I mean, it kind of is greedy to want more, but the plan of action here has been to hold for a deeper move at some time, and that's what we're trying to do here. So OCGN and Virgin Galactic are the last two on the board for me. I know some of you guys are watching Wish, so I can come back to it. Yeah, it looks like that was a good out off of that bottom. I'm going to stand back. If it wants to test back up into 11, I have no problem getting back in between 10.75 and 11 even, right around VWAP. Otherwise, we'll just sort of sit back, relax. And you know, Sean always says sip on cognac. I stay away from it because my last exam at Waterloo, let's just say I try to stay away from the yak because I had a little bit too much of it. And everyone has that one thing that you can't drink anymore because you had that one night. That's the yak for me.
Oh man, I love Brazilian barbecue. We have a sick. There's a couple really sick Brazilian places.
What's the name of the? Copacabana.
Copacabana here. Yeah, there's a bunch of different places, man. No, I love it, man. They bring it on the stick, and it's just like meat. It's nuts. We got to stop talking about this because we do have probably some vegetarians on board here. We don't want to offend them, which reminds me here, let's go over to one of my favorite stock things of all time. So here comes the cow, and then it goes, nope. No steak. So that's Beyond Meat. So we can look at that in a minute as well. Okay, here goes AMC right back, man. Right back to the upside here. We averaged. We do have an offer at 50. We're only going long AMC, but we are taking profits on it every day, right? So if that can continue to go back upside, we're going to do that. We're not going to get out at VWAP or anything. That's only 20 cents, man. We're not taking 20 cents on anything today, basically. I mean, I would love to take it on Ford, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Here we go. Let's get up to 59. Sorry. Here we go. Where's my offer at right now? Oh, we're really high. We're basically right at 50. We're at 97s here. I may change that. Let's go to 49.90 or so. There, we'll put an offer in right away. I'm going to cancel my 97s. We have a 49.90. Let's go right now, man. 35, 50 cents in the money. Let's see if we get back to 50 bucks. It's struggling right now at 75. Only 10 more cents, and we will be out of, once again, another banger on AMC. But we are not getting filled. Take it away, Brendan.
I'll do my best to get back before you do. Grubhub stockholders approving the Just Eat takeaway acquisition, guys. That just happened. So a little bit of a pop here. I mean, this thing doesn't really move too much ever since that announcement came out initially. Up 2% though. Some volume coming into Grub.
Yeah, finally getting that one done there, guys. Only about 25 minutes to go. As good as this has been, trust me, guys, it's going to be even better when you come back for the close trade as well, because there will always be diamonds. Maybe we're in some of these trades still. Maybe once or twice we've actually held things that entire time, but I can tell you it's a lot of action. It gives you good insight to the levels this morning. We learn a lot, of course, with Clover a couple of sessions ago, and then picking out these fantastic levels in that show. So make sure you tune right back in. It's going to be just as good as this, if not better, even though it's a little bit slower. Shorter, I should say. It's not slower. Virgin Galactic, and I just did that thing again where This is my order here, and that's actually at 37.90. I'm resting. It just got to 88s. So why would you have an order at the absolute top like that? That's kind of ridiculous. I'm just going to get out when it fails. If I ever have a target price and it bounces off of that price, I'm going to get out on that consolidation and not look that gift horse in the mouth because it's stupid. Well, not stupid. I don't think it's a good idea to look a gift horse in the mouth. You got that 37 break that takes you into like a 60-cent winner. We started longing out here at 35 on the dips. We took that first break, which didn't work, off 36.50. We were then buying dips, which did work. The 36.50, when it eventually went, we had to take 65 to let it really go. And then that's been all gangbusters. And this is why, like I keep saying, like, it's not that it's not magic where you get these levels from, but when it failed up at those prices at 36.80, 37.80, 37.65, yesterday's action, when it fails off that price, I don't want to get caught. And you get that wick down, because if you've watched me trade shorts up here, that's the short setup I'd be looking for. Fail off that level you're looking for it to glide into, and then the shorters are getting in on that consolidation, and then it's like, oh my goodness, it's going to go down. I'd rather sell first and give up some profit and then hold the bag and give it all up at 37.
Yeah, I mean, that's makes sense to me there. We waited for a little bit because of the action that we saw here as it was just hovering around 40, so we didn't want to get out at 40, but right now, if this breaks 35, man, we're going to be gone on Ford. It's already down. The S&P just continues to go down. The NASDAQ continues to go down. So again, like, we're not going to die on a sword for no reason here, guys. So if Ford comes downside, we took it early. I mean, we've just been buying, but everything's been out. I mean, out. It's fine. It's just right now, this is coming to the downside. These last couple buys aren't going to be profitable ones, so now we have to wait. If it breaks through 35, man, we're gone. I mean, we're long at Ford. There we go. Oh, it almost broke. There it goes. So there it goes. Now we're out of Ford, gone. So that one, we'll flush ourselves down the toilet here on Ford today. It is what that is. We're gonna, we are gonna lose on trades, obviously. So watch out for that as Ford now coming to the downside, but little risk there. But still, we don't like to lose, and Ford's gonna be our biggest loser today, obviously, as you can see that. And then here comes another one that could happen again. This is why, like, we can't just sit here and only go one direction. We need to make sure that, we do have plans of action here. If 48.50 breaks, we're going to be gone here on AMC, and unfortunately, that's just what it is. That's a level that I'm going to be talking about for a while. So if the 48.50 goes, we'll be gone. Oh, no, sorry. We changed it to 48. I better make sure I did that. Yeah, I'm going to change my offer to 48. If 48 breaks, sorry, not 48.50. I actually want to get more long at 48.50, so let's wait to see where AMC goes now. And shout out to this super chat just came through. Joe Knott. What up, Joe Knott? For the boys and Miss V. Yeah, this is all for you, Miss V. Thank you for your good work today and always on the chat. So we're going to just funnel that $9.99 over there. Thank you so much, guys. We love our viewers, and we love every single time you guys super chat, that's for sure.
Exactly. It's all about the love, guys. And I saw someone in there. We're all about community as well, guys. And we love the hippies. I didn't see who was talking about it there, but you can see we're all about the community here and sharing knowledge and ideas. That's why, I mean, we've been trading a long time on a trading floor, and that's what you get out of a trading floor. Everyone's sitting there trying to learn from each other and trying to build off those ideas, seeing the same markets. Watch out. I mean, GameStop taking that, trying to test this bottom here, 268. If it breaks that, I'll take another breakdown short and scalp that one out. It'll usually be an in and out pretty quickly as you guys go in and over to Brendan at the big screen for Sector Watch.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500 here, see what's leading the way so far as individual groups go. About 0.4% to the upside. So a decent day following those numbers that we had out at 8:30 this morning, if you joined us at that point. Consumer discretionary stocks worth noting right off the bat here, the weakest of the group so far. All the travel names leading the way, offsetting some of this gain. If you erase this group, the move would be significantly higher on the day. DHI, NVR, PHM, the leaders here, about 2 to 3.5% in the durable goods. All the cruise lines are here, about 3% to the downside, 2 to 3%. Some of the hotels getting sold off a little bit today as well. Worth noting, Tesla, 2.2% to the upside. Right below it, GM, 2% to the downside. We were just talking about, Sean was just talking about Ford there as well. Healthcare equipment makers, pharmaceutical, biotech companies, both leading the way as far as gainers go. This OGN, 6% move today on an analyst's initiation. I wasn't able to really find anything else for OGN. MRK is here, Biogen, again today, another 3% move. It was up about 4% and change yesterday, so 2 days in a row back to the upside for healthcare stocks. Down here, semiconductors, very positive on the day as well. So we saw at 10 o'clock, if you joined us, NASDAQ was leading as far as U.S. indexes. A lot of that coming from the semiconductor group. Now here, 3.9% to the downside in the software group. Oracle offsetting that 3%, or upside, I meant to say. Oracle downside 3%, offsetting that. Far corner over there, consumer staple and real estate stocks, pretty mixed on the day. Some communication services, material stocks, again, kind of mixed on the day. Overall, we are positive, though, guys. 0.38 for the S&P 500. Back to you.
Huh? Go ahead, Neil.
Monty Engelhardt, PHO, I'm in it every single day. It's a leverage buyout. It does not move. I'm literally market making. First things first, I'll continue that thought in a second. 268 breaks, I get in. I'm going to get out if it takes back above that 271. I don't want to give up everything on GameStop, but I want to make sure that, you know, I had that idea to get in and out pretty quickly. If this doesn't go in the next couple of minutes or so, I might actually take it out for less than that $2 hit because I don't want to be hanging on to the shorts usually. I try to get in and out pretty fast. Otherwise, we're looking down towards obviously 265 as an area to be able to get out. Usually this happens pretty quick. This time, the first move isn't that fast. Because you asked, and this has happened like almost every single day, you guys are asking about PHO. So in our system, by the way, we haven't taken the effort to actually, because we don't care, to not show trades that aren't necessarily like those big momentum ones. So everything that we do pops up on the board. This is PHO. It is literally being bought for cash at $3.60 in Toronto and almost doesn't move. I just sit here and market make. I get 58s out at 59. I get 60s out at 59. I get 59 out at 59.5 and rinse and repeat that essentially while it does not move on larger share size and just trying to take some spread. I've been doing it for years. That's why I sort of put the autopilot on and make those types of trades. That being said, unless you have basically zero fees and direct market access, you're not profitable doing that kind of style. That's why we don't show it to you guys. For retail, it's almost impossible. Unless you're prop trading on a firm like us, it's not usually a good trade. GameStop goes here now down to 267. I guess I should probably see that if it doesn't hold, if it does hold this level here, I do want to be in and out of this pretty quick. If it does hold that 67, I'll probably slip out of some of those shares at break even at 68. And then still try to hold. I still like this for that 265 level, but I'm thinking that this should have gone a little bit faster here for me. So I'll kick that bid in front of 265, but move my stop to get out on break even at 268, at least half of it.
All right, and yeah, we're still here. We've averaged into AMC right now, so I don't know where we're going to go from here. We already talked about where our out's going to be on this 48 break, so a little bit lower than that. It looks like it's coming faster here. We're long. Look, man, we're long at 48.90 right now. So, you know, a dollar hit on this. Whatever. Yesterday we took a $2 or $3 hit on the open. We know how this thing can move. It just hasn't really got going here today. I still like it. I mean, we've bounced off this 48, and we could talk about it on a longer time frame here. I feel like it's going to break though with the momentum to the downside. We may get a 48 break. You know, the problem with it is that if we break 48, we got to in the pre-market here 46. So I wonder if we retest some of that if we break. That's why we don't want to hold it through. Otherwise, we would. I mean, it's not like a huge hit. It's a dollar hit. So it's not big, but here it comes right back down. So, you know, again, I fear that if we break 48, we probably go to 46. So, and again, I don't want to be right on that and lose a lot. So we'll wait. Here comes 48. There's 48 breaking. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it holds it up. Our out's going to be a little bit lower than that. It looks like it held for now, but who knows for how long. What's up, Beep?
Just reading on Moderna here, guys. We got a bit of a flush there on Moderna. 1020 CDC saying basic side effect profile for Pfizer vaccine similar in 12 to 15. So yeah, so they're talking about Pfizer versus Moderna here, but mRNA coming off a little bit. It was positive right out of the gate. They were seeking FDA approval for teenagers. So essentially, again, they're comparing Pfizer results in teens to mRNA. So coming off a little bit here for mRNA, guys. Okay, so two things here. I want to actually talk about that story there, but I absolutely bungled GME, and we have trainees on the floor, and I've always said this: if you're placing orders out there, if you want to move an order to take profit, cancel the first one before you put in that second one. So what ended up happening to me there was I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to get out in front of this iceberg order at 67 to take a quick little profit for just about $1. But I did not cancel my bid before doing so. So it slammed the level. I got double fill, reverse long when I didn't want it in GameStop. Had to get out of that. End up not holding that small portion short. So
yes, I made a winning trade there on the short, and then actually on that reversal long, basically got out flat, but I should still have a portion of the short instead. Bit of a bungle there. Winning trade's a winning trade, but it's like cancel that one. There's no reason. We're rushing the orders, which I was kind of doing there, so instead of canceling first and then putting the other win in, I end up reversing to the long side. And speaking of longs, that happened as well as the market started to flush back in. Now, we came back down. It's looking like 60 or 70 handles on the ES, on the NASDAQ, and the ES down about 15 or 20. Space, good out off the top, but I just got long off VWAP, not thinking this would come back in. I actually was a little bit surprised to catch this fill, but we're getting this little bounce. If it cannot hold 36, like 35, 36, 40, I'm not going to hold this one into oblivion. That's a big time pullback. So if I can get a scalp trade on Virgin Galactic, I'll be happy to buy this little dip. That is a wild move back in. It would be crazy not to break profit back in front of 37.25. So I'll take a quick like 15, 20 cent move, and then I'll try to take the 40 cent move after that. Of course, if the market wants to come back to the downside, you know what that's good for? Flush it down the toilet, OCGN. This one has been, it's more about waiting for this move to happen, but not just digging in over and over again. I had stops multiple times. A couple of times we get lost to here, so we're going to turn this one, well, I shouldn't say that because I'm not flat yet, and I can probably make further trades. We'll turn it positive, and I said if it broke VWAP, that's what would happen, but I had to have tight stops on every one of these shorts and not just sit there holding it. Finally held 8 even. We're going to hang on to this through VWAP. I have a bid down here at 675. I should probably already have one here as well in the 680s. So it's been an interesting ride for this rollover on OCGN, but having stops, getting back in and getting back out is the way to go. GME, I mean, I did it to myself here. I guess I'll just show you. And that's the flush.
All right, so this is what we're talking about with AMC, guys, on the downside there. So we get out, it's fine. Like, actually, the losses today on GameStop and AMC have been pretty controlled because we were able to get out for a lot of top trades, which is, like, this one is unbelievable. Like, when we saw that one rip up, man, we were just sitting there and offering. Like, that was lucky because, like, if we don't get that, we never ever get a chance again. So that's why, and even right there, right, there's that 50. Remember when it was bouncing off 50 and I was like, oh man, we're not getting the fill, and then we finally got it. So sometimes, those fills really do help, so that when this happens, you're only really taking, that's, as I said, that's about $1 hit, because remember our average price was 48.80, and then there's the out 47.80. So we plan it out, and again, just not really random on that dollar. We didn't want to get out on the 48 break. We wanted to give it a little bit more, so we did give it that extra 25 cents of downside there. So we did get out, and as I said, if we were to break there, I was thinking that the next stop downside would probably be 46. So remember, we did have some pre-market levels at 46. Now we're coming back down to those. So yesterday's flush off, I don't really count this. This was off GME earnings, so they came out and then it just bounced back and forth and around. So you still have 45, man. That was the level that we talked about on our sticky note, was 45 even. So we're going to look at that one. I did notice that our bark box was rocking and rolling earlier today. Back down now. It can't seem to get its any action to the upside. I'm actually, that was 1360. That put us back in the money. Our average price, I looked yesterday, is around, I think it's 1250, 1256, 1260, something like that on BarkBox. So we're down on the stock. That's fine. It doesn't even matter. Like, I'm not selling this thing at 13. I'm selling this thing at 20 or more, actually, BarkBox. So let's wait to see where it goes. We've seen the action that happened on Chewy. Like, I bought Chewy on IPO and that went up 4 times. So I don't think that's going to happen to BarkBox, but we'll wait to see there. I think any SPAC really got hurt by becoming a SPAC. They should have just IPO'd, but I guess you could tell that to Coinbase, and they may tell you differently. So BarkBox to the upside. The other one that we're looking at, I mean, I'm not looking at it because I'm just letting these things go, is PaySafe. This is why I keep screwing up the prices. Like, look at PaySafe, man. That was up to 12 and change. Now we're back down. They're both the same price. Like, both of the two SPACs that basically I'm in on are both 12 bucks. So we're going to have to wait a little bit for those to get going. Fisker's been a good one. Oh, and AMC, a nice bounce off 46. Like, there's the call. I mean, we gave you the call. It's a bearish call, that's for sure, but we told you 46. I should have been sitting there and taking that bid. I like a 48 break now on AMC off that hold there at 46.50. So Brendan's at the big screen with my favorite segment. Let's see how the CAD is doing along with crypto.
Hey guys, yeah, money time. Let's get into currency world here. Surprisingly, it's pretty muted today. We had the numbers, if you missed it, at 8:30. CPI numbers for May came out. So there was a lot of activity in the US dollar in the pre-market. It has kind of flattened out. Really not a heck of a lot happening right now. The euro basically flat. Yeah, the Canadian dollar up slightly, 0.1. Back to about 82.6. British pound up about 0.2. Same story, 141.5 for the British pound. Everything else relatively unchanged. Big move down here for the Turkish lira again today, 1.7 to the downside. It is very volatile. However, cryptos, on the other hand, coming back to earth a little bit as well. 1.6, we mentioned, or Sean was mentioning that move to the downside in BTC. What was it, 38 and change, I guess we got to on the high side of things. The IMF actually around that time came out and said El Salvador's move to make it a legal tender creates some issues on a global scale, which I guess is to be expected. But that seemed to be around the same time that that move back down happened. Still up, though, 1.5% on the day, just hovering around 37,000 for Bitcoin. Guys, back to you.
Yeah, the market pulling back in here. We're basically back 0.1% on the ES, 0.2, basically a 0.25% up on the NASDAQ. That GameStop bounces off of 260, but going to recap a couple of things here with only a few minutes left to go before we get out of here until the evening show, and that's going to be a fantastic one. I can already tell it. And we talked about that 280 level. The second GameStop was below that, it was going to be bearish. You got to try to pick your spots and not just only play the breakdowns, but I only had 3 positions to the short side. In terms of that Virgin Galactic, it looks like it was a right call to get at least some out on a scalp trade. I tried to get, I thought 37 would break and you'd get into this cluster and we'd have a stronger bounce, but this market is really starting to come in heavily. So if it can't make that second push through 37, I'm going to go real tight here up to like 36.45 and then just get out if this one breaks down through this level. It's been only the long side trade for me in space, and it's been a fantastic one. I mean, GME is going to end up being a little bit better, and we'll see what happens with OCGN. But I don't want to throw away this profit, guys. You never want to do that. Like I always say, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Also, when it gets to lunchtime, if you're trading these mornings, then you want to wait around for the good action. Sometimes off those breaks at 1:30, 2:30, and then of course power hour. Don't throw away your profit during lunch if you're a momentum trader, unless you have strategies that work at that particular time of day. In which case, go for it is all I can say. OCGN, I said it needed to break and hold below VWAP for it to be turn me green. It broke, hasn't held yet. If we can catch these bids down around this 9:30 break where we opened up at 685, if we can retest those levels, fantastic. But I've already said I will not average back into this at 8. If it bounces off VWAP and tests 8 again, I'll just get out off of that level. I will not be reloading. That'd be too strong of a move, because if it breaks that, I am definitely shorting off $9 again in OCGN. I've only gone in one direction. Got to be disciplined when you're doing that, because you're going counter trend here. I'm playing the snap back as opposed to the move down where you're just holding on for dear life. In this one, you have to have stops before every single trade, not make it up after. Always have a stop before you get into a counter trend trade.
Okay, AMC, we're going to go long again on a 48 break. We missed that 46.50 bottom. There's no doubt about that. But we'll put on we'll put on our biggest position here if it does break above 48. And then I'm only going to give it 50 cents. I'm going to try to play the momentum to the upside. That's what we talked about, trying to play our biggest spot here on AMC. We'll put on our biggest trade of AMC yet today if it does break back above this 48. I've liked 48 for a bit. We've talked about why, if you look at it on a larger time frame, and it looked like we just did get that bounce off the level that I called. This is why we got out at 48, because I was thinking 46 was coming. And it looks like we're going to be right on that one as 46.50 does hit, and then good out on that one. Now we're going to wait to see if the momentum to the upside is there. It does, like, obviously right now it doesn't look like it wants to go upside, but hey, if it does, that's going to be the play there. We crushed Wish yesterday. I wasn't involved with it today. Clover's still tanking, guys. And the thing about Clover is, if you look, Clover's a positive on the stock today, which is great. Like, go long 18, out, and then there's the out when it breaks back below, and then we don't touch it until now, where we may start to look at Clover at this 14 area, where we did have, before this all started to go, there was some consolidation here. Obviously, we've seen 6s and 7s before, but there was some help at 14 in the past. So that might be a level. This is a good break level too. 16, if you can get back to Clover at 16, but right now 81 million shares. And a lot of these like meme stocks, obviously today, coming to the downside. I told you guys, I was stuck long on BlackBerry. I got out at 18.50, I think it was, on the personal account a few days ago. This is by far the worst one, man. I just don't, BlackBerry to me is going to keep going downside. You guys got to pick your poison here with some of the Reddit names. And then I just want to check back on a name that we didn't even talk about yet.
Wendy's?
What about Wendy's here, down to 24 again? So again, guys, I told you this had nothing to do with anything other than Reddit. People were saying like, oh, this salad, this chicken tendies, things like that. I mean, look, man, that break was great. Like normally you get these kind of breaks on the daily and it's going to go, right? Especially here, the previous high, 25. It breaks higher. Good, that makes sense to me. But look what happens when it's not fundamentals. You get right back down, man. We're basically only $1 higher than where we were on this name before. So if everybody's talking about, oh, I like Wendy's fundamentally, well, here's your chance to buy it. So back down to 24. I may dip into this.
To me, it's the same thing as Cliff. Like if you like that story, I mean, if you're already fully allocated in that space, fair enough. But if you like that story, you just play it as if this didn't happen, and you'd be looking at that trend and essentially probably buying it around 23.50. And Cleveland Cliffs it's going to be that same thing for me. Now, it's not nearly as close because it hasn't pulled back, right? But you're talking about cashing it off 21s or so, like we said in the morning. You just sort of ignore that candle and go back to what was happening with the pattern before and play it off that fundamental. Brendo?
Yeah, just seeing a couple people talking about the market here. It did come off in a hurry there. I'm not really seeing anything significant as far as catalysts for that. We are trying to hold around pre-market highs. Looks like Biden and Bojo from the UK, Boris Johnson, set to make some comments here or possibly delay that press conference for later in the day with the G7 happening. So heads up on the overall market, guys. In the meantime, let's have a look at what's coming up for earnings, both aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow.
I think they're scared in Dave & Buster's, by the way, because that's down 5% and just falling on low volume. I know Chewy's yours, but Dave & Buster's just broke the 50 period. And, maybe if you like this name, maybe have a bid down there in front of like 39. I'm not much of a Dave & Buster's guy, but I only ever trade this on earnings.
Yeah, Chewy's been a good one for me, and we were able to get some out. I'll have to double check where, but we are long off IPO prices. So I think it's 30 or something. I'm still long on Chewy. The thing about it is, man, we talk about BarkBox, we talk about a few of those different things, and look at so Chewy goes all the way back. It had a beautiful run up, and I still think the story's still here, man. There's more dogs now in American households than there ever has been due to the pandemic. So I just think that, people are going to, look, once you own a dog, you never don't own one again. I mean, you guys can put that on the chat. I don't know anybody really that hasn't got 2 dogs after they've got one, if it's passed away. But anyways, I don't think owning 2 dogs, I mean, if you've got the property, why not? But people love their pets, man. So I still think that Chewy can go. I'm not sure about the quarter, and it's not really setting up for me to make a call here. Like, obviously, I was going to say, if we were more in this area, then you could watch out for a short squeeze. And I got to find out the short percentage before I talk like this. But if you get above 88 or 90 here, you're probably going to get some people caught, because look at the move. Basically 104 all the way down. This is probably last earnings, breaking that 50 period and then just tanking. But right now we're back above it. We've made the bottom like a lot of these stocks have, and now we're making moves back to the upside. So I still think Chewy's going to be a buy at some point. But again, you never ever, guys, look, if you're going to play options, that's one thing. But I wouldn't buy a stock like at least more than 50% of the position you want heading into a report. So, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how the market's going to receive it. So let's wait to see what happens tomorrow with Chewy. But that's going to be the one that I'm looking at.
One more thing before we get out of here, guys. And of course, stick around after the show, because you'll learn a bit about day trade the world and why it's an advantage. Not that it's bad trading at home by yourself, but the advantage of a trading floor and operating in that way versus trading at home. Got to find out what national day it is. And interesting one. I know you Americans will probably like this one, Miss V.
Hey guys, please help us to push likes to 2,000. We need just 200 more likes, and all what you need to do is to click the like button. Don't go anywhere, as right after the show you'll be transferred to our live educational session with Day Trade the World. So guys, we'll also see you in the afternoon, and happy National Iced Tea Day, everyone.
Yeah, my kid's favorite drink, iced tea. So he loves iced tea, but of course it has to be the sweetened stuff. The unsweetened stuff is actually pretty sweet too, pretty good. Sweet, good, sweet as in good. But you got to have the Nest tea if you're my kid.
I think it's better with bourbon in it, but that's just me. Thank you guys for getting us to 2,000 likes. There's nothing wrong with it. Iced tea is great. It's a good summer drink, but it's also a little bit better if you top it up and make it a little bit nicer there. Brendo, your thoughts?
Absolutely. What is it? Iced tea day. Sure, absolutely. Why not? It's summer, guys. It's a beautiful day today. We finally got rid of some humidity here in Toronto, so beautiful day for iced tea.
There we go. So we're in the 4 box there, Miss V. What we got to do here, and like we said, stick around for some knowledge on day trade of the world. She's hard at work in the chat, guys, saying thank you to all you guys. There it is. Send the love, Miss V. For Brendan Wickens, myself, Neil Roberts, and Sean Katina, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Trader TV Live. Stick around for some knowledge on day trade of the world, and we'll see you at the close. Bye, guys.